Hit a fucking little clap real quick. Ready? One, two, three.
Woo!
Beautiful. And we're fucking back, motherfuckers. Hell yeah. All right, everybody. What is going on? You know what it is. Yeah. You know what it is. Everything I do
it big.
I do it stone. Because I really do. I really be like smoking a joint before everything. But what's going on, everybody? You know what it is. This is Too High for TV, where two guys get too high and talk about a little bit too much motherfucking TV. It's episode goddamn 12. And we are freaking back, guys. We're back.
Back on the horse.
Yeah.
We're coming
back on a horse. I've never been on a horse,
horse,
honestly.
I haven't either. Well, I've been on a horse, but I've never ridden a horse by myself.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
We had a good week for Marvel.
Oh yeah.
We had a fucking great week, everybody. We have a great week. We're gonna be talking about a
good episode for you.
Yeah, we're gonna be talking about some Moon Knight, and we're gonna be talking about some Doctor Strange, and that's why we have the boy back over here. You know who it is? It's Diggy Barnes, our Moon Knight aficionado.
What's going on, you guys?
Some hot fucking Moon Knight.
Yeah.
Text today too.
Peep the Jeff Lemire comic that I finally remembered to bring.
Hell yeah, dude.
She's beautiful. She's beautiful.
It's perfect because this run of Moon Knight is basically based off a lot of the Jeff Lemire run, right?
It's very much so.
Dude,
the first page,
panel, yeah.
The first page is literally like the beginning of episode 5.
I'm with it, man. I'm
cheers.
all fucking with it.
Cheers, everybody.
Yeah, cheers, everybody. Let's get these joints lit.
Clink.
Watch the tips.
You have another lighter?
Huh?
You have another lighter?
Right there.
Yes.
Come on now.
Got lighters. Did you get this from the fucking Chevron, bro?
Huh?
Did you get this from the Chevron?
Dude, I did. Look, hey, it's freaking Jimmy's in here, bro. Slim Jim.
Jimmy.
Hey, Jimmy, shout out to you.
Hey, how you doing, brother?
You.
We miss you big time, dude.
Miss you, miss Marissa, miss all you guys. You know, why the fuck you gotta move to Vegas, man?
Damn it,
Why you gotta move to Vegas,
we
bro?
miss you guys.
Yeah. But yeah, we're freaking back, guys. How was your guys' week?
Go ahead.
Very Marvel filled.
Very Marvel.
Very Marvel filled.
Straight up Marvel week.
Fucking A, it was Marvel week.
Straight up Marvel.
Yeah, mine was good too. Very, very Marvel filled. Went to go see it on Thursday night. As did we all.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Fucking got our Moon Knight on Tuesday night as well. I think you probably watched it in the Wednesday morning, huh? But you?
Moon Knight? Oh, yes,
Yeah.
I did watch it
Yeah.
Wednesday morning.
Yeah.
Yep. Hell yeah.
Yep. Beginning of the week wasn't too crazy. Work's been fine. Feel like settling into a groove with the new position and such. So that's always good.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, dude.
House on fire right now.
I was just...
It's all good, dude. No, I'm just kidding. Don't set my house on fire.
It's all good. Set it ablaze.
Okay, yeah, so that actually fucking reminds me. So we're on the way to freaking see Doctor Strange again today.
This
so
morning.
me, Danny Boy, a couple homies from work. Shout out Jacob. So I heard him on the last episode.
Shout
Shout out Joey too. But so we're on the way to freaking Doctor Strange. You know, we're smoking on the way like we normally do. You know, if you're a stoner and you're going to the movies, you're smoking before the movies. You know what it is. But so we're driving, and then all of a sudden he goes, "Oh, cop, put the joint down." So I was like, "What?" And he's like, "Oh, cop, put the joint down." So I go to put it down, and I just put it kind of towards my lap, but we go over a bump.
Yeah.
And then since we go over the bump, I have like my fanny pack also on my lap. So the joint hits my fanny pack and it knocks the cherry out. And I don't realize it. And I'm kind of just sitting there in the car and I'm like, damn, why is my crotch getting fucking burning hot right now? And I was like, and I thought in my head, it was like the lighter. Cause sometimes if you hold the lighter too long, the metal gets hot. And I've definitely had that where it's like, I put it in my pocket and it kind of gets warm a little bit, but I'm sitting there and I'm like, no, this is progressively getting hotter and this actually kind of hurts. And I like fucking look and I'm like, holy shit. And I look at the joint and the cherry fell off and I was like, God damn it. Almost burned my balls off. But you know what? It's all good.
Pan over to the cops view and you're sitting in your car. You're like, oh shit.
He's just like, hey, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing?
How you doing over there, huh? You
just burning my balls off over here, officer. Just burning my balls off.
It's not a crime.
The ganja? No, just burning my balls.
Guys burning weed? Nope, burning balls.
No, we don't do that.
But yeah, I had a pretty
how was your week?
I had a pretty chill week. The fam's been gone. They've been in Hawaii, as you guys heard last episode. So I've just been chilling here, watching the house. It's been it's been lonely. No, it's been nice. Just kind of waking up. It's put a new sort of like perspective on like owning a house. Obviously, I don't own the house, but I got to get up and I gotta make sure the dog's fed, do all this stuff in the morning, and I'm like, goddamn,
responsibilities.
Responsibilities.
Yeah, man.
But
Gotta get that upkeep.
It's been chill, cleaning up the house, doing the laundry, smoking a bunch of weed.
Always.
Yeah, hell yeah. What did I do on Monday? Ooh, I saw freaking Everything Everywhere All at Once. Keeping in the theme of multiverse movies, like, god damn, if you guys have not seen Everything Everywhere All at Once, you need to. It's so good.
I'm the only one. I gotta go watch.
Oh, you haven't seen it?
No, I haven't.
Oh, bro.
No,
dude. In terms of a multiverse movie, man, it's one of the best for fucking sure.
Oh, better than Doctor Strange for you too?
It's no. Well, that's a different question.
I know, like,
but
Marvel, like
Marvel multiverse or Everything Everywhere All at Once multiverse.
Everything Everywhere All at Once multiverse is very, very like interestingly like tied in together, but it's also much more like intricate. I don't know. It's just they can't just chalk it up to it's magic.
It's magic.
There's actual like
reason and shit.
Yeah. Everything's just an everything bagel.
Never believe it's not so. It's magic. Yeah, that was my Monday.
They need to put that in a Doctor Strange movie.
Yes, dude.
Like in the middle of like a crazy ass fucking like battle scene or whatever, just like slow mo go to everybody where they're at and just have that shit playing like Guardian style, bro.
Yeah, I was gonna say they need to have like a Guardians and Doctor Strange crossover, and that's for sure in James Gunn's for sure putting that in the freaking in the playlist, like in the score.
Oh,
it's magic. Like I can see it like a kind of like a opening scene, right? Like if it was Guardians and Doctor
like
Strange,
Mr. Blue Guy style,
yeah,
or Mr. Blue Sky,
yeah,
definitely,
exactly. That'd be fucking hilarious. But yeah, dude, Everything Everywhere All at Once. That was my Monday. Tuesday, I kind of just did a whole bunch of chilling. Well, I pulled a whole bunch of weeds, dude. I like pulled weeds for like a few hours, and then my grandma made me breakfast, and then I ate breakfast, and then I was gonna come back inside and like just kind of relax, smoke a joint, and watch a movie. Took a nap for like 4 hours.
Yeah.
But it was fucking great. It was a great ass nap. You freaking work hard and then you're just all tired. Like too tired to even sit there. I was like, all right, I'm going to wait like 10 minutes. And then I'm going to roll up a joint and then I'll kind of like smoke it and then probably take a nap. Nah, I started like just laying down. I was like, moving around and rolling a joint seems a little bit too much right now. So I'm just going to fucking nap. And it was a glorious nap. I will tell you that much. It was freaking great.
Fuck yeah.
What did I do later? Oh, I think I hung out with the homie Nico later that night, and that was a good time, man. It was a good time. Smoking joints, drinking some drinks, watching the Warriors play.
Nice.
They lost that night, but it was still a good game. Ja Morant went fucking crazy. I think I watched the game where he had like 47 points.
Damn.
Ja Morant's very impressive to watch.
That was fucking nuts, dude. That guy is like, if you're not into basketball, obviously you don't have to listen to this part, but if you are into basketball and you don't really watch Ja Morant, you're freaking tripping balls, because Ja Morant is like, he reminds me of like MVP season, like Derrick Rose, like 2011, like where that dude is just like, he's taking the game in his hands and he's turning it around. Like
he's just got that Showtime spirit, man. The hops, all of it. It's great. Although I do get a little bit of bugs. I mean, he's like one of the golden boys right now in the NBA, which he's totally earned it. Like it is very impressive to watch. It's awesome to watch him, but like, you can't touch him. Yeah, everything's a foul.
I feel like that's just how it is nowadays, dude. Everything, it's tough watching games, just because it is like, it can get like ticky tacky, or sometimes you'll even watch a whole game and they're not really calling fouls, and then in crunch time it's like fucking fouls every 10 seconds, and it's like,
that fourth quarter takes like a whole half hour.
What are we fucking doing here? That's my same gripe with like football, right? Like I'll watch football and the whole game it's going good, refs not throwing flags, and then it's like pivotal drive. A good play on the defense. No, we're just going to call a flag. And I'm like, what's going on here? Fuck.
Damn. Have you ever seen, like, arena football being played before?
A little bit. I used to watch it a little bit when I was younger. But not too much, just because I was more into, like, college football and then, like, professional football.
Yeah.
Just because I don't think arena football has that spectacle of, like, a crazy, like, star player that you're, like, attached to.
Yeah.
Because that was me. Like, I grew up watching, like, Reggie Bush in college, so I was super attached to, like, watching him because he was fucking amazing at USC. And then, had a pretty decent NFL career. Wasn't anything nuts, but he was a team guy. So that's where, like, kind of, like, the love for football for me. Obviously, like, my dad and my parents just like they love football, so we're a football family, grew up watching football, so that's where it started. But then getting into watching like college sports and seeing people like like a Reggie Bush or like a Matt Leinart and Vince Young and people like that, I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. So I really grew up like
I used to go to all of the San Jose State Spartan games. A lot of the times I saw Derek Carr get his ass beat by the Spartans when he was over in Fresno. I brought up the arena football though because Marshawn Lynch's arena football team, the Bay Area Panthers, is at my work. Like that's their home stadium.
Oh wow.
And so it's real fun to watch. It's like half the field size, but same amount of players, and they wreck each other out there.
They're like tackling each other into the fucking.
It's hard into the sides. Yeah, like, we have like the padded sides because dude, they just truck each other. Because
you can like kind of bounce off that side, and it's not out of bounds until you actually like go out of there, right?
Yeah, even the turf. I walked down on the turf. Wait, we're not supposed to, but I walked out on the turf, and like it's real bouncy and soft. So
Interesting.
But yeah, that's cool. Anyways, this is a nerd podcast, not a football podcast.
Hey, fuck it, man. We're all about whatever podcast. I smoke and watch football. I smoke and watch basketball. I smoke and watch movies. I basically smoke and do everything, man.
That shit's broadcast on TV. Yeah, it's the title.
Yeah, it's good. My week was cool. Same thing. Just watched Moon Knight, obviously. And that terrible. I wouldn't say it's terrible. I just have a love-hate relationship with that Halo TV series right now.
Oh yeah, I haven't. Honestly, that's one thing I haven't got into.
Just wait till it's 9 episodes. Just wait till it's over, and then you can just watch it.
That's what I heard. I mean, not that's what I heard, but I heard like the first episode was like okay, so it wasn't something that made me like, all right, cool, let me fucking sit down and like watch this.
The first episode was like what, like fucking 5-6 weeks ago. So sorry for the spoiler. He takes his fucking helmet off like the first 10 fucking minutes into that show.
That's what I heard.
20 plus whatever odd amount of years of no like and then all of a sudden in this TV show.
That's a spoiler that they didn't earn, man. And that fucker is a goofball looking motherfucker, dude.
I brought that point up to somebody else the other day.
That plays Chief?
I think I saw him in a post, but I forgot because the only reason I saw him in a post because I think people were saying he'd also be good to play like Wolverine if they were to like recast Wolverine.
Yeah, maybe.
I think he's a little too tall to play Wolverine. He's kind of big. Was tall.
And
I don't have a problem with this
Disney.
guy.
I'm short as fuck. If you hire me, I'm not ripped or anything, but if you hire me, get me on a good like training plan.
That's part of the contract, bro.
We can turn it around. We can
Hugh Jackman.
We can do something. I got the little Wolverine, like little chops already going on like the side. They're not filled in all the way, but
movie magic,
slap some Rogaine on those bitches. It'll look nice.
Slap some Rogaine on those bitches.
Yeah.
Look, Pablo Schreiber, Mr. Liev Schreiber, Sabretooth's brother.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're a cool dude, man, and I'm sure you're a great actor, but your face just doesn't look like the face of Master Chief. I don't think. Like he just.
In my heart, Master Chief was always black.
Dude, I don't know, man. He's just too like.
No, yeah, I get it. I mean,
it's
also
a spoiler
like,
that they didn't earn, man. Like, how long you been waiting to see the Chiefs' face in the games?
Yeah.
It's a spoiler. They definitely did not earn it.
Like they're the first ones to release. They remove that helmet, and that's what you get.
Paramount Plus, the studio that brought you Infinite with Mark Wahlberg and the reboot iCarly series.
Yeah, that'd be like if in freaking like the first season of Mandalorian, if like right in the first episode they're like, hey, he's gonna take off his helmet. Like that's something that we earned. We're like, oh my god, he took off his helmet. Well, that'd be so weird if like they go through this whole thing. Mandalorians will take off the helmet, and the first episode is like, hey, what's up, guys? My name's Din Djarin, and I'm here to save the baby.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, like we won't get stuck on this very long. But not only does he take the helmet off, dude, like straight up takes the whole Mjolnir armor off sometimes, and is just walking around in like the under thing. I'm like, I don't care.
Like, fused to it, I think, or something, right?
It's I don't know. He's just spent a lot of time at the UNSC headquarters, so I guess it would be kind of a luxury to just be able to take it on and off. But still, nah.
That is a gripe that I think that comes with like trying to create like really good video game like adaptations to like TV shows and movies. Is it's like it's hard because we really want it to like stay true to the actual game. And I was talking to Efren about this, like half of that is like really just the experience of also playing the game. So it's like you're kind of, if you're trying to adapt into a movie and like a TV show, you're taking away half of like the enjoyment of it already. So it's like it's one of those things where it's like, you want to see new stuff, but it's almost like you have to just just stay true to like the video game. And,
I was gonna say that
if you have to literally copy and paste the fucking story, like just do it. Like
seriously, that's a good point to bring up right there. I know nobody who makes video game movies is listening to this, but if you are, like, there's no reason to try and do something different, really. Like, it's not a book that hella people are gonna get like pissy at you for not doing it right or something, you know, or anything like that. Like, it's a game. We just want to see the very simple like aesthetics done. Like, they can't like a lot of the times they don't even get design right. Like, they have to go so fucking different and make it their own thing. It doesn't even look like the character. Like,
just show me a fucking warthog. Show me the homie picking up a fucking sniper and sniping someone.
I've heard that stuff looks good, right? Like, like in terms of the like
the
world,
Halo show.
It all looks like Halo.
Oh,
right?
it does.
Okay,
It
yeah.
does. Okay.
I love the suit. All of the weapons are perfect. Even like when they take the damage, it's like
Yeah, okay.
like it's everything that like is part of the game is there in the show.
Yeah.
I think me and Danielle were talking, or D were talking about this at our grandpa's birthday dinner. But like the problem when you do like video game like adaptations for shows, especially when like you're the main character, is like that's it right there. Is that the main character doesn't just do like. I mean, he does do whatever he wants, but he does whatever he wants because it's you.
Yeah.
You're the character. So Master Chief in all three of our eyes is a little bit different because we all played the game differently.
Yeah, exactly.
And so when you see somebody doing something and it's like,
And
you know,
that- yeah,
it's not bad. Pablo Schreiber's not doing a bad job. It's just, I don't know. I got a lot of bones to pick with it. But anyways.
it's also writing too, right? It's not like he
The
probably
writing's
wasn't
okay.
like, hey man, this first episode, how about if I take off the fucking helmet? He's just there like, all right, cool. Here's my
yeah,
lines.
yeah.
How do I get into the character?
Yeah,
How do I deliver this
definitely.
character? You know, he's not like,
It's the
He's not
writers
like,
and
"Hey,
the
man, let-
producers.
yes."
Yeah, and whoever decided all that.
One kind of petty thing, I guess, is definitely me just being like, nah. I mean, maybe it's not petty, but like that voice just ain't it.
Oh yeah, he doesn't have the fucking
It's just
Cortana.
Yeah.
Sir, finishing this fight. Like,
Permission to leave this ship.
Yeah.
What for? To give the Covenant back their bomb.
Yeah, dude. Fucking A, bro.
No,
I
yeah,
think at that
was,
point, like, you just get the original person that did the voice
100%.
and just do a voiceover.
Yeah,
like,
100%, dude. Like, why wouldn't you? That's ridiculous. Like, come on.
You do it for like you do it for everything else,
Yeah.
basically. Like, there's a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
for
Or
you,
at
so
least
it's like-
get somebody that can do like a very close rendition. Like Sonic the Hedgehog, Ben Schwartz, freaking dope, dude. Like, he sounds great as Sonic because he sounds like Sonic from the games.
But they also understand that too, because as we found out too as well, the person that does the voice for Tails is the person
Literally
that's
the person
been
from the
doing
game.
it for a while now.
yeah, and like
Like
the
in the
last
games.
4 or 5 games, yeah.
That's beautiful. I love that.
That is good. Yeah, so there's that, and then obviously we all saw Doctor Strange.
Fucking A, dude. Oh my god.
Doctor Strange.
Oh my God.
Let's get into that second. Let's save Doctor Strange.
No,
'cause
yeah,
I feel like
definitely.
we're gonna
For sure.
freaking.
No, yeah,
sure.
definitely get to that
Talk
second.
our-
yeah,
And then
ass
for
off.
those of us that can see us, I got the Khonshu added on top of the
Yes.
Moon Knight tattoo.
Yes.
It's,
This
it's not
shit
finished. There's
looks
more going on. So
fucking
Fucking
bad.
beautiful.
very Marvel week for me.
Fuck
Hey, dude. Marvel's. Yeah, it's been a crazy Marvel week, dude. We
It
got
really
the Moon
has.
Knight finale, then we immediately got Doctor Strange, literally the day fucking after.
Yep.
So
Back to back, dude.
back to back, we got fucking. I mean, just a big Disney week also in general. Freaking, we got the fucking
The-
Moon Knight finale. We got Doctor Strange. We got we got a new Obi-Wan trailer.
Yeah.
We got a whole bunch of fucking
Yeah,
shit,
for
dude.
sure.
Disney was like, here you fucking go.
Dude, they have this shit on lock though, because it just popped into my head right now. The exact same thing happened with Hawkeye and Spider-Man.
Yep.
Too.
Yeah,
they have it so scheduled, like they know.
Remember
how to fucking do it.
they had that episode of Mandalorian released early before Rise of Skywalker because
Oh,
they did
yeah,
the whole
that's
force
right.
healing
Yep,
thing.
Yep,
like,
yep.
Disney takes over when they're going for it because we got Kenobi coming after this, like in a few weeks, and then
Yep.
literally June 8th is Miss Marvel. Like,
Yep.
Yeah, okay. If June 8th is Miss Marvel, that means that's gonna finale alongside fucking Thor.
Yeah,
I
and then
bet
yeah,
that'll probably stretch its way into July.
it's 6 weeks.
Jesus.
6
Yeah.
weeks because it'll be 6 episodes. I imagine.
They just have it down, dude. Like
Yeah.
they don't give a fuck.
And then we got a new Mando season coming later this year.
Yeah, like November
finally.
time.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
Yeah.
I know.
Fucking Avatar, Way of the Water.
Way of the Water. They debuted that.
That
I was
trailer hella surprised
Yeah,
I don't
me.
know if you saw this right, but I was telling D because like whatever. I dig some Avatar. I also don't give a fuck about Avatar at the
No,
same
yeah,
time.
we had a whole episode where we were saying how visually it's good, the story is just kind of meh,
Yeah,
right? So
very
like
mid.
you don't watch it for like this deep story. You watch it because like visually it's striking,
It's
and
fun
you're
to
gonna be
check
like,
out.
oh
And
my
then
god.
James Cameron coming out to re-release it after Endgame came out and took the like top box office one.
Petty shit.
He's re-releasing the first Avatar again. You could probably catch it in a few months in the theaters.
Yeah.
But I was telling him that because the Avatar trailer debuted in front of Multiverse of Madness, so like
Yeah.
that was where people saw it. There in some select theaters, they just had Avatar: The Way of Water trailer playing on repeat
Damn.
over
go
and over.
in
You
there
could go
and
sit
watch
into
it.
a theater and just check the trailer out a few times.
I honestly would have been down for a freaking theater like that because there's no fucking there's no dialogue really in
Yeah.
that whole trailer. It's
Yep.
kind of just like a couple lines. So I'm honestly down to just sit there and watch that a few times because there's so much that you can watch,
And
you can
take
see
in
and
every
pick up
time.
and take in
Yeah.
because you can see in this because they have what 5 movies planned
Yep.
through 2028.
Yep.
Really?
Yeah, they have 5 movies planned.
They released the titles for all of them.
Yeah,
too.
The Way of the Water, and then it's like the Seed Bearer,
Yeah.
and then the Tolkien Writer, and then Finding Awa or some shit like that.
The Tolkien writer, like
Tolkien writer.
like Tolkien, like the Lord of the Rings and Hobbit.
I wish, but no.
No, but no, I mean like
No,
it's spelled the same way.
No, it's
Okay.
Tulkan.
So they released all the titles for these. already.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, they released them
Yeah.
at CinemaCon. I think was it last weekend or the weekend?
Maybe
before
the
that?
week before. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's during the week because we were at work.
Old Jimmy Boy submerged from his submarine finally and was just like, "Yeah, here we go, Avatar,
Yeah.
Way of Water."
Well,
no,
didn't-
straight up. Yeah.
Didn't like he say I think weren't you telling me this that during like I guess after the first one and they were making I guess years ago when they were still making the second one he was like, oh no, I got like 5 movies like
Oh
ready
yeah.
to go.
Yeah. He's. I'm.
I kind of like that. That shows
Yeah,
you have a plan, right?
It does.
So
yeah.
I'd rather see a plan versus just like
I doubt like he has like had scripts or anything. Maybe he did. Maybe he's crazy and he had scripts or at least like treatments or whatever, right? But like at the very least, I imagine he had like a board or a piece of paper that had like all the movies and then like the general shit that's gonna happen, like the events of everything, you know?
yeah, I can see it being like a like you know how Zack Snyder basically after like he had his Justice League and then he
Yeah.
had 2 and 3 basically planned out
yeah,
after
yeah,
that.
definitely.
Which
Or like good old fucking Georgie Boy Lucas, dude,
Yeah.
with Star Wars. Man.
Yeah.
Georgie Boy
Fucking-
Lucas.
Yeah, yeah.
if there's anything I would want in this world, it is that Zack Snyder Justice League 2 and 3. Because have you seen like the video where they kind of like break down what he
what
had
In
planned?
mind for it. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I've seen some of it. It
It'd be
does
pretty
look.
fucking crazy.
It just because like it kind of it's pretty nuts what he has like for 2 and 3 of like basically Superman like being like evil and
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah,
shit like that.
Doomsday sequence in the Snyder cut is Doomsday. Sorry, like
The-
Apocalypse.
Oh, yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Like the Apocalypse like era that they're in is
It
looks
was interesting.
awesome.
Yeah, it's cool. I think it's a
Yeah.
good concept. I feel like I don't know. I feel like he could do them, but with as big as the first Justice League was now, like his re-release of it, I don't know if he can get away. If he would be able to get away with making 2-hour movies or 3-hour movies or something like that. He'd have to match what he did in the first one, you know. Especially
Well-
with the spectacle and scope of like what he had planned in there. They were gonna go to like another planet. People were gonna die. They were gonna reverse, like get back to the point where they saw Flash like reaching out to Batman and shit, like
Yeah.
from that timeline. So like, that's a lot to cover, and I don't know if you could do 2 more 4-hour movies.
Well-
I would prefer a series.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was what they were
Cover
originally
it up,
trying to
yeah.
do. With that
Oh,
for a
okay.
moment, remember they were like, "Oh, maybe we'll do like hour-long 4 pieces for the
Yeah,
Snyder
there
cut."
you go.
And with everything
would've been
going
better.
straight to HBO Max, anyways.
Especially since he had his little
do
titles,
it.
like he split them up anyways, like in that movie, right?
Yeah,
Like, there's
yeah.
the sections of it or whatever.
Change Machine. Some
Yeah,
of those
yeah,
titles were a
whatever
little
they
weird,
were.
but you know
Yeah.
what? It's fine. That's cool. I dig what he was trying to do.
Yeah, I like the Snyder Cut a lot more than Justice League regular one for sure.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, I think it definitely improved upon. I
remember-
think it was a better vision for sure.
Oh, it's better than the Justice League.
the
Justice
Justice
League.
League. Yeah.
Yeah,
Justice
I remember sitting there and being like, what is this? Like, what
Yeah.
am I watching? Like, I remember seeing like the opening scene where like Superman's face is all fucked up.
Ooh,
'cause
yeah,
they had
the
to
CGI.
CGI that shit, and I was like sitting there. I was like,
He looks weird.
what? Like, why does he look weird like
Not
that?
my Superman.
Yeah, exactly.
Superman.
And then that whole movie was like,
I'm not gonna lie, dude. I don't really mind the first Justice League. I don't think it's that bad. I just think that it is like a zombie flick. Like you can tell that it is one movie trying to get turned and shifted into another.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like I like
There are just some like it's like there's some cool like visuals aspects to it. Like
that's
I'm
what
always
I appreciate. Yeah.
I'm always down for Flash. I'm always down
Yeah.
for, freaking when Aquaman does his fucking, trident thing when fucking like that
Yeah.
that shit was pretty cool. But just there was also some weird like cheesy moments in it too, like and just some things that didn't make sense, like when Flash like just like pushes that car like just of like the truck
yeah,
of
and,
like
like sends yeah.
Oh yeah.
and it's
With
like
the
how
family
it's like
head.
okay, so the kids just like don't burn up because like
they're traveling.
that's the whole reason why you made that suit,
Yeah.
so you don't burn
Yeah.
up. But
Yeah.
like, okay, yeah, I'm just gonna
Yeah.
push these kids because that makes
Yeah.
sense. And then Superman just lifting the whole fucking building and just like, hey man, what's up?
This
Yeah.
79 pickup should protect them from the Speed Force.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, there are certain things that I would like them to ditch, and certain things that I kind of wish they would bring over. Like, I understand that there is a darker feel to these movies and stuff like that, but I appreciate the color palette of
Yes.
the Justice League a lot more. I
Okay.
like to see them in full, colorful costumes. And on top of that, I think that there are funny moments, but they're definitely like funny moments in like a very bleak world again, right? In like Snyder Cut. I kind of like the more like character friendly moments that they have in the other one, like where I think it's like Batman is like back from a fight or whatever and pulling his armor off, and like Wonder Woman comes in and they're like kind of talking shit to each other.
Yeah.
And then he like says something a little too hard and she's like and like
Yeah.
resets his shoulder real fast, like I like that kind of shit,
Yeah.
like that stuff's cool. But yeah, I don't know, blend them both, dude. Why not? Get a little more comic booky, get a little more cheesy sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Speaking of comic books,
Let's get into it.
let's get
do some Moon
into
Knight.
it. So let's talk about Moon Knight. So last time we had Diggs here, I think we just had the first 2 episodes of Moon Knight released.
Yeah,
so.
dude. We've come so much further.
We have come a long way. So yeah, we just had the Moon Knight finale. If you haven't watched it,
Oh, big time spoiler.
big time
episode.
spoilers.
In general,
I mean,
yeah.
just a big time spoiler episode in general. We're
Yeah.
gonna talk about just
This
what we
and
thought of
Strange.
Moon Knight, the finale, obviously, and then we're gonna talk about Doctor Strange later. So if you haven't watched any of those things,
Tune out for this one.
tune out. I
Because
mean,
they're both really good.
yeah, but if you don't care about spoilers,
Yeah.
hey, welcome aboard
do your
the
thing.
spoiler train, everybody.
Welcome to the spoiler heavy section of the
Exactly.
show.
Hell yeah. So we're gonna get into Moon Knight. So let's just talk about initially what we all thought about just the series in general, and then
Yeah.
we can get into like specifics after that. So Dig, since you're the Moon Knight man, you got the Jeff Lemire run right in front of you. Why don't you
Hell yeah.
why don't you kick us off? And what did you think?
One thing what was it? It's
Oh, God.
okay.
No.
My mind, I can't handle
Gotta
it.
gather his thoughts. That should tell you thing number one.
The
kidding.
the personas, the way they decided to depict, well, maybe not Mark Spector, but we'll stick with just Stephen Grant for now. Like, it's different from the comic books, but the show did such a great job at just being like, yeah, hey, look, we know it's different, but just stick it out because they're genuinely lovable characters.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't bother me in the least that they're not like, comic accurate. Just like the characters overall are just, they're very well written. Oscar Isaac does a phenomenal job. As we get towards the end of the show too, it stops being more of like a big thing when he switches between the two personas.
Yeah.
He flows in and out of those like butter. Like you could like down to like the tiniest little facial expressions. You can tell you're like, oh, yep, there's Steven.
Yep.
It was amazing. I really enjoyed the show. It's got a lot of heart to it. some heartfelt moments in there too. Some Marvel Disney pulling some heartstrings there, definitely,
Oh, yeah.
in some of those episodes.
Definitely.
And as far as like all the Ennead of Egyptian gods go, like I fucking love it so much. I'm a sucker for mythology. I really am, of any sort. And I don't.
Yeah.
And I mean, aside from like what Assassin's Creed Origins and stuff like that, like I don't know nothing about no Egyptian
Yeah.
Egyptian deities and gods and whatnot. It's definitely one of those things that's definitely not like on my thing, but I'm on my like everyday radar.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
as
like,
opposed
I
to like
feel-
Norse
well,
and like Greek mythology.
I was gonna say, I think Greek mythology is probably what we as like Americans, I don't know why I did quotations, Americans like are probably
Americanos.
exposed to the most. That's like what we've gotten the most movies of and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And then like, yeah, Norse is a close second just because I think Thor and the Norse gods have been popularized by like Marvel and shit like
and
that.
the fucking Northman. If you haven't seen
I really
that,
wanna see
God,
that
I need to see that. That's
damn!
next on the
Oh
list.
my God.
I want to watch.
I wouldn't say that's next on my list.
I want to watch that movie,
Second
and
on my
then
list.
I want to go see. I want to start playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
There you go.
you not played it
You
yet?
two gentlemen
I've only played
are
the intro.
soldiers worthy of Valhalla.
Oh, it's only Valhalla.
I
Not
think like in
Valhalla?
the I think in like
Just the way you pronounce it.
yeah, maybe I don't know. Again, don't know nothing. I'm not a history major,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's like Valhalla. I'm pretty sure is like how you would say it, how they say it. I think they say it that way in a few times in the movie. But yeah, I really just love all the Egyptian like.
Mm-hmm.
They went for it, like every single episode, like even down to like the music, like
Yep.
is like the Middle Eastern music, like
I love that theme
amazing.
so much, dude.
Mhm.
Bum, 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 bum.
yeah.
Bum, 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 bum,
God, I need to go back and like
Ooh.
really listen because
Yeah,
you're so
it's
good
so
at like
good.
remembering themes and shit like that, and I'm so terrible. At
I
that.
love themes though, bro. Like that's my main shit. I fucking we'll get into it later, but thank God that Danny Elfman is back.
Ooh,
making
I was
Marvel
literally about
scores,
to say
dude.
praise freaking Danny
Praise Danny
Elfman and
Elfman.
John Williams.
Pray the
Yeah.
Elfman, bro.
Praise the Elfman.
Praise
Okay,
the
we're on
Elfman.
Moon Knight. We're on
Yeah.
Moon Knight though.
Danny
Jack
boy, what did
Skellington.
you feel about Moon Knight?
I fucking loved the show, dude. I was not super familiar with the character leading up to it. I had only heard what like Diggs had told me when he started doing his dive into Moon Knight stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so that first episode still is my favorite, 100%.
Okay.
Like, quite frankly, there's not even a comparison. Like, it might just be the circumstances of which I like watched it or whatever it was, but no other episode got me as like jaw dropped, hyped, heart pounding, whatever it was. Not that the rest weren't good. That's not what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
But like, I think it did such a fucking good job of pulling you into like such a unique corner of the Marvel universe and really doing a great job of, like you're saying, like fleshing it out over the course of the series. Like,
Yeah.
we have a whole new fucking playground now. Like,
Yeah.
with this section of shit, you know, like this is where Blade is gonna fit in. This is where probably some Black Knight shit's gonna fit in. You know, like the more mystical, magical side, which they did again with more Doctor Strange and shit like that. But yeah, dude, I'm fucking here for Moon Knight. I heard some disappointing news that we might not be getting a season 2. That at least it's not in the books, like it's not in the works officially right now.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a little bit sad. Of course, we have the little Halloween special coming.
Yeah,
so
Werewolf by Night.
yeah, that's gonna be really
that
cool.
has to have Moon Knight in it.
Yeah, there's no way that.
Yeah.
It's his debut comic.
Yeah.
That's what he came out in.
But yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll see where he goes next. I doubt that this is a one and done series. I mean,
Yeah.
I think we'll get another season, and then not only that, I think we'll see him in the course of some. I don't know. I feel
Where did you
like-
hear that they're not doing another season?
I heard
I haven't
that
seen that
Oscar
anywhere.
Isaac.
I
said,
yeah. Oh.
Oscar Isaac said in an interview, like just real quick or whatever, not that they weren't doing another season, but that at this moment right now, they're not officially greenlit to do 2. Like they
Okay.
haven't ordered it.
So his contract actually also supports that. There's nothing in his contract that says he has to come back as Moon Knight.
Okay, but
It
you
is
know
a-
what,
it is
though,
a-
dude?
yeah.
I've heard another one too recently that's a little bit funnier where he said like the only way he'd do another Star Wars movie is if he needed a house or some shit like that.
Yeah.
So I think that might have burned him out in terms of like locking yourself into a contract, you know? Like
Yeah.
getting stuck into multiple movies or
That is
multiple
true.
or whatever
Yeah.
it might be.
Also, with where Marvel's going right now, they don't need to lock people in for multiple movies because it might be 6-7 years before they get around to your shit again.
For
you
sure,
know.
yeah.
I
Definitely.
mean, damn.
God damn it.
But yeah. Yeah. Help me pace it out because I'll just spoil everything and talk about everything all
Well,
at
what
once.
is
I'm terrible at
Give
it.
us your overall
Yeah.
thoughts real quick, my boy.
Yeah,
Also, I'm on
I,
2. I'm on number 2. He's number 3.
What's up?
I'm 2 and he's 3.
Cool. Yeah, I figured that out. Okay. And yeah, I like again. I'll think I echo a lot of what you guys said. I enjoyed the hell out of it. Like Jenny Boy, I wasn't. I didn't really know too much about Moon Knight. I obviously heard the character here and there, but I wasn't too into like the comics or anything like that, or I hadn't really researched a lot about who Moon Knight was and about the character. And yeah, after watching the series, I absolutely loved it. I've gone back and watched a lot of videos and watched a lot of like comic reviews and comic breakdowns about the character, so I'm a little bit more up to speed on about who he is and what he's about. But yeah, it was a great series. I love Oscar Isaac, so I'm always here for anything Oscar Isaac does. Ex Machina obviously is fucking great. He's great in Star Wars for the little bit that he is in there.
Yeah, very sparingly.
And yeah, just getting him in the MCU I think obviously is a great move. Hopefully they can keep him in there. Because I think that's just I feel like to me, like while I was watching it, like this is like one of the most unique characters that we've ever had in the MCU. Just really based off of his background in the whole DID, his whole like everything with him having DID, like that is so unique, and that makes him such an out there character because he's so unpredictable, and because like he has he can switch back and forth between Steven and Mark, and spoilers, Jake, and stuff like that. So I enjoyed watching all of it. I think they did a really good job at fleshing out this whole story. I think the last episode did a good job at tying everything in. I remember texting him after the 5th episode because I really loved that 5th episode.
Yeah.
And I was saying I love it, but I'm scared because I don't know how they're going to tie in everything in that last episode.
Yeah.
Because I feel like Disney but just the Marvel branch of Disney specifically kind of does this thing where they back themselves into a corner of doing these like 6-episode seasons and taking like 4.5 to 5 episodes of like doing this really big story and kind of like quickly trying to wrap it up in the end. And sometimes it kind of works and sometimes it doesn't, so that's what I was scared of. But I think the 6th episode was really good. Obviously I don't think it was a perfect show, so when we start breaking it down we can tell about what we kind of like didn't like, but overall I thought it was really good. I loved all the characters. Layla was great. Love me some Steven, dude. Give me fucking more Steven. Come on. Freaking Ethan Hawke did amazing.
Oh yeah,
amazing.
Such a good villain.
Yeah. I'm sad that he got kind of taken out at the end there because I want to see him come back.
Today's your day to lose. Yeah. Today's your turn to lose, motherfucker.
He got fucked up, bro.
Dude, he did. Layla was great. Conchu, I was kind of iffy, like in like that first couple episodes, but after I was digging it. Tarwet was fucking great.
Oh yeah, she's funny. Yeah.
And I enjoyed the hell out of it. I need some more Moon Knight.
Yeah.
Hopefully we get more in Werewolf by Night. I mean, like it kind of have to because it was the comic that he debuted in. But
I think so.
Marvel can switch things up as we've seen them do a lot. But like I said, hopefully we get to see more. I think Kevin Feige's smart. They're smart over there at Marvel, so hopefully they're paying attention to what like we fans are saying. Because like if you go on Twitter and you go on like Instagram, it's like, dude, people love Steven, people love Moon Knight. There are like some mixed feelings just about the series in general, and I think that's from just like a lot of like more hardcore fans. And I think there are certain things that the series could have serviced to like specific groups, just like of people that they really, I think, kind of skipped over or kind of just like lightly touched on that they kind of could have fleshed out a little bit more. But what are we gonna do?
I don't know. I definitely think there's going to be much more for Moon Knight. There's so much there that they just didn't talk about. I mean, as far even like when it comes down to introducing, sorry, spoilers, but introducing the third persona in the last 5 seconds of the show.
Yeah, God damn it.
It's not like I don't think they would just do that and stop. Also, Crawley's not a big part about it, but he's only in there for like a few seconds, and there's no Frenchie in the show at all. There's no Frenchie.
So far, right?
There's one teaser in like the second episode when he's flipping through his Moon Knight phone and you see a DeChump.
Yeah. Fucking
So I think there's more to go.
I think you get I think 3 glimpses at Jake before the end of the finale, which is obviously the 2 blackouts. Like you get the one when he's on top of the roof. You get the second one when he's in the fight with Harrow. And then I only thought about this after a fucking little clip I saw on Instagram the other day, but like somebody pointed out that there's a sequence when he's in the room with Harrow, like just talking, and he's freaking out pretty crazy, and he doesn't quite sound like Mark, and he definitely doesn't sound like Steven. Because he's like picking up the little pyramid thing. He's like, I'm okay now. I think I'm gonna get on out of here. I don't like this anymore. Like,
and if you also,
he's pretty hardcore. He's like ready to shank somebody with that thing.
Exactly.
So like, I think that might be another little Jake right there. And then actually too, obviously the tomb, the third tomb that has him like really.
Yeah, there's a third tomb.
Yeah.
The big one that I just thought about today because I read and rewatched. I just rewatched 6, but I was thinking about it. That also hilarious that Jake Lockley is just like full on speaking some like deep Spanish.
Oh, it's awesome.
Like deep Spanish. Like I'm not an expert on like.
Oscar Isaac is I think Guatemalan, so I wonder if they'll pull from.
Is that Guatemalan or is it like Venezuelan?
I think he's Guatemalan.
Yeah, he's something like that and Middle Eastern. Dude's very like. very mixed.
Diverse.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the ending of the 5th episode when it ends on him in the field of reeds.
Yeah.
Play Spanish music at the end. It's all in Spanish. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I remember seeing like a lot of people were kind of upset at that because it's like a Spanish and then also like a Catholic Christian like sort of like song as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
And people were like, well, if you have like this whole Egyptian based show, why would you go there? And I was like, they make a good point. I cannot argue with that.
I thought it was odd that like, the one song that's not just like, our music from like Middle East or from the Middle East or just like the scores they had for it. Like, why Spanish? But obviously that's why the third persona is.
While we're here, let's just get all the gripes out of the way so that way we can talk about the good of the show.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I know another one too that I heard that was a little bit intense and fucking good on him for fucking keeping them in check. But Simu Lee. Is that his name? Simu Lee?
Talking about Shang-Chi?
Yes. Is that
Liu?
Liu?
Maybe? It's Liu. I'm not sure how to pronounce it either.
He came out after the 2nd episode, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And Ethan Hawke is walking around and he speaks what I thought shows how ignorant I am was Mandarin to like somebody really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And
Homeboy
came out afterwards and was like, that motherfucker wasn't speaking anything. Like, he spoke gibberish. Like, they just fucking let him do some shit or whatever. And then the director came out and was like, I promise to do better or whatever.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so again, this is like something that Disney has to be careful with, is they're definitely taking on this like kind of role of championing diversity, right?
Yeah.
Which I think is a good thing, but they have to make sure that they go deep enough and make sure that they're paying respect to all these cultures that they are trying to represent. Like, we can't just do it on the surface.
Yeah. Another thing that I saw that so in I think it was it's the 5th episode, right, when Steven and Mark are going through all the memories and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So in the comics, he's Jewish, and that's a big part of his character. His dad's a rabbi, and I'm not Jewish, so I'm not the right person to speak on like Jewish religion and stuff like that. But I saw like online a lot of people who are of Jewish religion and stuff like that were kind of upset that in the 5th episode they touched on it. They have the funeral, and there's a specific name for it. I'm so sorry, I don't remember the name for it. And then you see that he also is Jewish. He's wearing his the yarmulke, and then it's like that's it, right? And I was doing more research, and it's like, no, Moon Knight, like, it's very much in the comics, like, heavily known and heavily illustrated that he is Jewish, and that's a big part of his character. So I think that's also something that they definitely missed out on for sure. Glossed over. And I think like, they were trying to do a lot, trying to be accurate with, dissociative identity disorder, trying to, be also accurate with like Egyptian, mythology and like culture and stuff like that. But I think also like you have to service that other part. Especially if like in the comics, like that is such a big part of his character. And I think you have to think about like, there are fans out there that, are probably Jewish and probably love Moon Knight because they're the same religion as yes.
I think Spider-Man's Jewish too.
yeah, it's like not. I don't know if it's ever officially confirmed, but like there's enough general evidence on the sidelines that he is as well. Yeah.
So I think that's something that hopefully if we get a second season, they can definitely go back and touch on more.
Definitely,
because it's like, one, you're going to be more accurate to the character, and then you're also you're creating more fans, and you're doing right by a lot of the things. If you're trying to be inclusive, like, let's be inclusive for everybody, at the end of the day.
Man. Do the work to really make sure that you're like paying respect,
But that's something they definitely could have done. Another big gripe that I had was the amount of action we didn't see as Moon Knight. It's Moon Knight, and we really didn't get too many fight scenes with Moon Knight, which
not in the actual suit. I can agree with you on that point for sure.
Like, dude, they straight up released that whole thing that was like, Moon Knight will push the boundaries of Disney Plus violence and how intense. And it's like, okay, but like, what? Really. He blacked out every time he did something like intense.
Yeah, for sure. The most intense thing I can see is like when he got impaled. Like
that was cool.
Yeah, but I don't know, dude. I think that each fight, the thing that's unfortunate is that each fight scene that we do get is pretty badass. It's not like the action that we do get is like lacking. I will say that it's like not the best
Yeah.
the MCU stuff that I've seen them do, but I don't think it's the worst either, and I don't think it's that bad.
I don't. Yeah.
But it's just there's not quite enough of it. I think and I think sometimes like I don't know, just some of the action sequences that they did decide to spend the money on, I think were a little unfortunate. Like I definitely could have done without the initial Mr. Knight fight when he fights the invisible fucking
The jackal.
Yeah,
Egyptian jackal. Yeah.
that one was a little too cheesy for me, and like especially seeing like how badass he was eventually, like once he like learned that he could do everything Mark could or whatever.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, that would have been cool. But I mean, what did you think of that, Ryan? Because I remember you were saying that you didn't want him to just magically be good at fighting.
Yeah, that's the thing. I didn't want him to be magically good at fighting because like he is just like Steven is just this, you know, kind of
regular dude,
and he's this bumbly sort of character who doesn't really know how to do much. So it would have been kind of awkward if he would have just. So it makes the ending good for me because you see it pay off, and you do have that heartwarming moment where they're on the boat and they're trying to get to the gates of Osiris and stuff like that. And Mark and Steven's like, well, if he could do it, like I can do it, and that's like, you know, to save Mark. So it pays off nice. It just it would have been it just because in the comics the Mr. Knight persona is just this really crazy, just like badass fucking character. Like I remember seeing this panel where he basically there's just a bunch of characters like saying like why she trust him or some shit like that, and he's like sitting there, he's like basically like he's like I've taken down the Avengers, like I've done this and I've done that, and he's like and I don't even know what I'm capable of. He's like so that's why you should be scared. And then that's like it's so crazy, but it's like I just wish like we would have gotten just more fight scenes and just I mean, it makes sense in the grand scheme of things. Like, if I'm thinking about the whole series and, like, the payoffs we got, like, I did love seeing the end, like, that fight scene with, you know, with them going back and forth between Moon Knight and then Mr. Knight, you know, the Stephen Mark. And I like that whole play on everything. But it's like, man, I just wish we would have gotten more Moon Knight fighting, you know? Like, for the fact that the show is called Moon Knight, we did not get a lot of Moon Knight, the character. You know?
The gripe for me definitely is the lack of action. Because like I'm a little bit different on you. Like I think the stuff that we did see from Moon Knight is like some of the best shit that Marvel has done. That whole I think it's like in the third or it's in the second or third episode where he's in the traditional like Moon Knight outfit and he's running across like rooftop to rooftop.
That one's epic.
That is fucking beautiful. That is like even like I would say like the best like version of that we've gotten somewhat was probably like the Daredevil stuff in the Netflix series. Yeah. But even then, you know, they limited it to like he's just a guy running around in a suit most of the time, like even like an actual like dress suit. Yeah. And they've been not too scared, but they haven't had Spider-Man a whole lot in New York City. For sure. So you haven't seen a lot of that. Like those scenes of him just leaping from building to building and just like that is dope. The whole like freaking sumo slamming the jackal through the thing, like it like landing.
Another one where
great.
I think they did kind of fulfill their promise of like more intense shit. Like I don't think we've ever seen anybody fucking straight impaled up to that point, you know? Yeah. They did that, and then in episode 6. When it's Steven in the night suit and he's got the trenchions and he's just beating the fuck out of all those dudes. Oh my god, that was. And then he fucking throws it and it ricochets and then freaking Mark Spector's Moon Knight catches it and just continues to beat ass with it. That was one thing that I was gonna bring up next is that like I feel like they kind of did this thing where they slowly over the course of the series like revealed more and more of the tricks he had up his sleeve, right? Yeah. And I get that, and that is cool, but the absolute most badass one for me is when he's, like, in the shop, like, in the smoke or whatever, and you just hear, kapoof, and he, like, flies out and, like, kicks him with the fucking grappling hook kick. Yeah. That shit was fire, dude. So, like, they should have just revealed all of the gadgets up front, and instead of trying to cheaply get us to be like, oh, with just the use of one gadget, like, get more creative with the choreography so that we have cooler, like, that's the only thing that, like, that's what it was for me, is it's like, I feel like they relied on very pinnacle moments. Like, first one's badass because you see him beat on somebody for the first time, right? Second one's badass all the way through. That one I won't talk any papas on. That one's awesome.
No papas.
No
No
papas on that
papas,
one.
please.
Papas.
3, I think the highlight is like when he fucking flies up for the crescent moon cape for the first time, right?
yeah.
Beautiful, but then the rest of the fight for me a little messy. I didn't like the lighting. I thought they placed him in a bad setting.
Just the sand ring.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I wasn't down with that. I thought it was a little whack. 4, not a lot of action, right?
Yeah.
5,
Oh, but I mean, it's not action involved.
remember.
But 4 has got that beautiful scene where they turn back the night sky.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
dude,
that
you
was
can tell
awesome.
a lot of money went into that, but
That was awesome. That was a highlight for sure.
definitely. And like, so people, sorry, we'll get back to the thing in a second, but like, so people in the MCU, like the people there, they're just like, shit just happens, and they're like,
Okay.
cool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The night
everybody
sky
knows
turning
now.
back, the big kaiju battle scene at the end.
Which
Yeah.
you know, dude, I think is a very as silly and subtle as it is. I think it's actually very, very important for the stories that they can tell now, because
Yeah.
they no longer have to ground it in reality where people freak out when they see an alien. Like somebody can take their phone out and start recording, and
Yeah.
it's like it makes sense.
It's
like,
it's very much like a meta joke thing
yes,
now.
for
Yeah.
sure,
Yeah.
for sure, and it allows them to do basically whatever they want on screen now without coming across as cheesy, because
Yeah.
it's like they can do that joke of like, yeah, if you saw that shit and you were like, you know, you'd put that shit on Instagram real quick. or
Yeah.
whatever.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's great, dude.
But yeah, you were talking about you were talking about just the different action sequences in the episodes. What,
Oh,
I
what's
think you're on
5?
5.
Yeah,
I was
I-
just thinking. I was trying to remember right now too. 5.
I guess
what
like
happens?
5.
5 is when they're going between all like the different memories, and it's that 5's that super emotional
Five's
ass
more-
episode.
5's the
Five's more
emotional
narrative.
episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where we find out the reason
Why Steven was created.
how
and-
Steven was created and like
Yeah.
his whole family and shit like that.
Yep.
And
Beautiful episode.
that was
Very,
yeah,
very
that shit made me
heart-heavy.
sad.
Yeah, but very
Yeah,
beautiful.
that one was
Mhm.
rough. Though.
And they did I will say this, they did a really really good job of, you know, painting a great, like illustrating what it's like to have or just like observe someone that has a dissociative identity disorder. Because at least me, like I didn't have as much knowledge, I didn't really have any knowledge on it before.
Yeah.
And then this show did like a really good job to show what it's actually like, because you can research it and it's like they're really doing like a good job, like from like the, you know, even like just the, like the eyes kind of like rolling back and like, or like
Yeah.
the blinking, like that happens, like that
Yeah.
actually like happens and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
and then the whole in the 5th episode, the way the persona is created, because it's created as sort of just like
The
this
safety.
as a
Yeah.
safety, like this protector for Mark, so he doesn't have to go through like his mom not liking him, and you know he creates this son that the mom can
Yeah.
like and stuff, love stuff like that. So
Yeah,
it's like
and I think that's a very interesting thing, because like I haven't done too much research. Maybe you can tell me if this is true or not. But like what I've heard is that like when that does happen, when a person creates like an alter or whatever,
Alter ego.
that like they do it like out of protection, right? Like
Yeah.
as like something to protect themselves from whatever's happening.
yeah,
But it's interesting because in the show, Mark calls himself Steven's protector,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Which is like he's like so unwilling to like let go of that role. I think like
mm-hmm.
I mean he does have a heartfelt moment with him, obviously,
Mm-hmm.
but I
himself,
think that's
yeah.
kind of interesting, you know, that like he thinks he's the one, which he is, I guess. But
But I think it plays back to like that, you know, the moment that they have like in episode 5 where Mark doesn't want to go back to that memory of where Steven was created. 1, because he doesn't want to show Steven because he knows he's going to freak out. And 2, also just he doesn't want to relive that. Like that's such a very, very sad moment in his life that he just doesn't want to. So I think he's just trying to paint this picture for Steven, like, hey, dude, like it's cool, like I'm protecting you. But also like he's, I think, just trying to play it off in like his own head is just to be like, oh no, I'm Steven's protector because, well, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
It's-
Well, it's real. I think it's at the end of that episode. He tells. I think he says it, and he's like, through all of it, like everything that I have, my greatest superpower was always you.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's the
Like,
last
and-
episode.
Yeah, it is the last episode, right? Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's. I mean, it's him admitting to himself that
Yeah.
Steven is also somewhat his protector.
Mhm.
There
Oh, yeah,
was a
for
whole
sure.
that was a whole reason for him, is so that he didn't have to deal with, like, he didn't have to admit to himself, because like as much as like it's a heartfelt moment between these two awesome like separate lovable characters, it's Moon Knight talking to himself.
Yeah, for sure.
He's still
100%.
going. It's still going through it in his head. So like, it's, you know, him admitting to himself that, you know, that whole line where he's like, "What do you want to hear? That, like, you had a mom that didn't love you. She
Yeah.
just beat you. Like for like that's intense stuff to like
Yeah.
be admitting to yourself. 'Cause
Yep.
that's definitely
Yep.
hardcore.
Yep. Yep.
I
Exactly.
fucking love that episode. And then there's also the big the big like hint that there's a third persona.
Oh yeah.
I saw this really cool fucking theory, and it's just a theory. The guy even said it was just a theory as well too, but he was like, what if Mark's DID is not so much like the classic case of it, it's more that it's multiversal variants all collapsing into one being because
like
the
hints of the
multiverse has been
incursion?
shattered. Yeah.
Oh, that'd be cool as fuck, dude. Like the incursion's already happening, maybe.
I'm too high for this. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
That just fucking shattered my mind right now.
that's
Holy
pretty
fuck.
Dude, it blew my mind. And then he also just had like a second follow-up good question. He was like, also, did Steven blip and Mark didn't? Or did Vice like
Oh yeah.
like what like is that possible? or did Jake blip and that's why we don't see him for a very long time?
Well, I don't because the snap was a physical
Yeah.
thing. I think the body, if Mark, Jake, and Steven would have blipped, they would have all blipped together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
That
it's,
would be
yeah,
fucking funny,
that'd be a
though.
fun crazy joke. But yeah, I do hope that it is just. I mean, not I hope because that's a terrible thing to wish on even a fictional character. But I just hope it is the classic DID case, like dissociative identity disorder, like on Mark. Like,
Well, because if it is a case of the multiversal hijinks, then like it's possible that once the incursion is like hopefully fixed by the end of Secret War or whatever, that like maybe that character disappears. You know.
is that true? The Russo brothers signed on for Secret Wars
I don't know. I heard my dad say it the other day, but I'm not sure. I haven't read it anywhere.
because
I
they
know
did say
said
that's what they would come
yeah,
back for.
So
Yeah. Oh yeah. They
And-
did say that in an interview. Yeah.
Yeah.
If they were to come back, it would be
it
for
would be
Secret War.
Secret
So
War. And I mean they're going there. There's
Yeah.
no way they're not.
Yeah.
yeah. After we'll get into that. We'll get into
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Strange. Strange.
I had something really cool to say and I don't remember. No.
that. How did you feel about because you have the Jeff Lemire run right there. You've had
Yeah.
it. How did you feel the show did because so as a fan of that and reading the comic, how did
Yeah.
you feel about it, like watching it and seeing them, like, because it's not really the whole Jeff Lemire run, it's
Yeah.
it's an amalgamation of like a lot of different runs, but mostly the Jeff Lemire run. So
Yeah.
how did you feel about
So like
their portrayal
you
of it?
you could totally check it out. I'll hand it over to you right now in a second. But like this comic opens up with him being in the mental institution and Crawley's there all as patients. They have the same thing going on, like all the people that are around him in his little facade in his head that he's this night vigilante. They're there too as well, like all that's there, and the doctor that you see primarily when you're in there is Dr. Amit, and he's
yeah.
like Amut, right? Like he's like no, she's like it's not like an Arthur Harrow character, but she's like no, I'm not this guy, but he keeps blanking in and out sort of. So like when he's there, like he'll see the just like the people that handle you when you're there in those places, like they turn into like crazy Egyptian jackal headed beasts and stuff like that. Cool. It's crazy. This one here you can check it out too. But yeah, a lot of the second half of the show Moon Knight is ripped directly from there. Like as far as like the psych ward like being all in his head and everything as well too. Remember he was like, I think it's in the show Arthur Harrow was like, you can sometimes when it becomes overbearing, you create these scenes like these. Oh, they could be whatever. You're in a movie. You're a movie star or da-da-da. And he's like, or like in a psych ward, and he's like, sure, like in a psych ward, and that's what's going on in the book too as well. Like it's all in his head, like he's tripping balls. So like I was really happy with what they did there, like because there's a lot of original content as far as like maybe not Mark so much, but like Steven and Jake Lockley being completely different characters from what they are in the comic books. Definitely. Like what else was like super different? Oh, the love interest, like Layla. I'm not so like real quick. We were talking about it briefly beforehand. Like I don't necessarily know if Layla is a character in the books. Her dad is the whatever El Fuli, and he is actually the Scarlet Scarab in the comic books, which is like the alter ego for the suit that she gets. I remember that little girl's like, "Are you an Egyptian superhero?" Yeah. Like that's who she is. She's the Scarlet Scarab, and so like. I think even Khonshu calls him. He calls her like little bug or something like
little
that.
Scarab.
Like, yeah, he calls her something like that. And so like, I think that's kind of more of the tie-in there because the love interest, is Marlene,
Yeah.
in the comic book. So as far as all that original content that they're creating for the show, it's nice that they picked so much like from the comics for the story. Likewise, I thought it was awesome. I was all crazy nerd hard for it.
Yeah, that's what I've seen. Like at least all the videos that I've watched and stuff like that. Because I'm a big nerd on fucking. As soon as this shit comes down, like I need to watch all the breakdown videos. I need to see what's going down. Because at least me, like I'm watching for everything. I'm like, all right, shit, what the fuck is going down? And I need to fucking curb the fucking need to just like figure it out. So I'm like watching all this shit to help, and then just like seeing where shit's going. And obviously, like as a kid, I wasn't a big comic book reader, so this helps like fill in all the gaps and just seeing like, okay, where are they going? Oh, okay, this is where they're going. All right, cool. Let me go back and like research this and see. So. Yeah, this shit's been fucking pretty nuts. And that's what I've been seeing, that they've been pulling a lot from the Jeff Lemire run. And from everything that I've seen, it looks really, really fucking good. And I mean, obviously, Oscar Isaac does a fucking great job of, pulling off the Steven and Mark and all that shit. So
he's amazing. He's pulling off some crazy shit. Like he was saying, like at the end or towards the end of the show, I think in like that last episode is mostly when you see it, like when he's just going back and forth between the two of them.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy, pretty seamless. He's awesome, dude. He's rocking it always.
Yeah, he has that scene where he's like crying outside of his house because obviously they're having the funeral for the mom, and he doesn't want to go inside.
Jesus Christ.
And then he's like crying, just it was so emotional, dude, just bawling like in the street, like he's obviously saying like you were just a kid, like just trying to like tell himself like it's not your fault, like you were just a kid, like obviously referring to his brother dying. Obviously again spoilers, but yeah, and then like he's crying, then all of a sudden just like boom, snaps into Steven. He's like, where am I? Like
Calls
like
his mom right away.
Yeah,
who's like they were just having the like what do you call it for, or like inside because she just died or whatever. Yeah, he's insane, dude. He's so good.
Yeah, it like Disney, Marvel, like you need to write out a plan for Oscar Isaac, because I think like that's just what he like. To me, like I think that's what he's probably looking for, is for them to just be like, all right, cool, we have this plan for you so you can be like a main character in your own thing.
Yeah, because
he has kind of got just like shafted almost on like kind of like a lot of things he's been in, like Star Wars. They didn't really utilize him as like as big as they could have, I think like as big as they made him out like kind of to be. Obviously in Dune, in that movie, he kind of just died. He obviously dies pretty quick. So it's like I think that's, at least for me, if I was like an actor and I was an actor of his caliber where I can do stuff like that, like that's what I would be looking for. I'd be like, all right, cool, I just did this for you. Like, show me the money, man. Like
what I could see right now being the issue, like from Disney's end, is I think that there are many examples of the potential of like good interactions between Moon Knight and some of the other characters. But I think figuring out how to bridge that gap is probably where they're stalling a little bit, because he is so different, because it's such a out there character. Like I think it would be hard, and you'd have to figure out the right person and the right either series / movie to do it, to like get him into like the main MCU or whatever.
Well, I mean, like the whole turning back the night sky, that's a pretty like big deal.
Somebody could come investigate.
Yeah. I mean, if you're like a Blade or someone like that, you're probably going, what the fuck is going down with this shit, So I can see that sort of happening. I was hoping we would get like a post-credit scene would be like another like Mahershala Ali fucking, because I mean Blade just kind of popped up at the end of like Eternals, like
just as a voice too,
you can kind of just do that shit, like like you don't necessarily have to be like, hey, like we're setting this whole thing up. You can literally just like that, like, and everyone was like, oh my god,
you
like
know what, though?
Like Blade, what the fuck,
dude? You know what though? That would actually be kind of a cool like roundabout throwback to Nick Fury's cameos from way back in Phase 1, like just like have him reoccurring in all these
Blade showing up at the end of every single fucking series. What the fuck's going on over here?
Setting up like a what is it, like a Midnight Sun sort of?
Yeah, no, most definitely.
Damn,
that could be kind of cool, dude. Yeah, who knows? Fucking hell, Moon Knight was good, dude.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I was hoping for in a post-credit scene. I'm glad we finally got fucking
the last fucking scene right there. Jumping down the pyramids, fucking fighting and shit.
I'm glad we got freaking obviously Jake Lockley, but another gripe. I was fucking pissed at the end that when obviously it's the moment that you can tell like, all right, cool, Jake Lockley's probably gonna fucking come out because it looks like Arthur Harrow's gonna win, and there's no way that he just freaking wins, right?
Yeah.
And then it's just another fucking blackout, dude. I was pissed. I was like watching it and I was like so happy up until that point, like watching the 6th episode because I'm enjoying what they're doing and I'm liking how they're tying it up.
Yeah.
But then that happens and I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I was like, I'm fucking pissed. Like, I'm so mad because like that could have been so fucking badass of just seeing like obviously Layla tripped out at the end too, just being like,
what the fuck
like
was
what
that?
the hell? Like like show that, like go to like her perspective and just like all of a sudden seeing like Mark just fucking black out and then fucking turn and just beat the fuck out of everyone, because it looks like that's what happened. It looks like he just beat the fuck out of everybody. And let's see what like Jake Lockley like visually, like physically is doing versus just like seeing the aftermath. You know what I'm saying?
They'll show it in season 2.
If
they're gonna do a season 2, I still don't believe it. But also, what's Jake's Moon Knight costume?
That's
look
exactly
like?
what I was gonna say. He's like, I think that's probably another issue. Is it's like it would be difficult to all of a sudden bring in a third suit potentially and like have to figure out what that is.
Well, I think it was the costume designer who for the show. She said she made full on like 97 different fucking suits.
Oh shit! Okay.
Like not maybe but like a ridiculous number. So there's a lot of fucking like.
So they got stuff to.
They got stuff to use for sure.
Yeah, I saw a quote from the designer. I'm pretty sure. Like I just always be scrolling through Twitter and I saw a quote that I guess they said if they were to do a third suit for Jake Lockley, it would be sort of like a playoff, like the black Moon Knight suit that he
with the black accents on it.
Yeah,
that's bad.
This one. It's got the black.
Yes,
the black underneath.
Yeah, it'd be something like that if they were gonna do like a Jake Lockley one. Like
cool
if Jake Lockley were to have his own specific suit, it'd be
he's
something
the
like that.
darker one, right?
Yeah,
it makes sense. Yeah,
he's fucking speaking Spanish and blowing your fucking brains out like he's in freaking Narcos or something.
I like that a lot. That was
episode
cool.
6 was good though for me. Like I was surprised
It was some good shit.
that they pulled that off.
But you know what? You know what? It's like partially a gripe and also kind of just like a dumb little fucking tangent. Again with the fucking big purple laser finale.
Big purple like the
that's
big
how
one.
WandaVision ends. That's how Spider-Man ends.
Yeah,
like
always. That's how
I mean,
they all
it's all the part of the same situations happening. But like, damn Marvel,
they just have like a big whiteboard. They're like, all right, folks, this is the beginning. This is the end. The end says like big purple lightning.
Yeah.
How do we get here? All right, guys, we got to
fill
get
in the gaps.
Point A to point B. Go.
What you got?
What you got for me?
I like I think that they gave us some newer, I won't say like unique, but just new to the MCU, like new additions in terms of like what they did with a fight scene, like the two giants. We haven't seen that before. Like the closest
the kaiju battle at the end of Khonshu and
the closest that you've gotten is like giant man smacking the fuck out of like a big old fucking
I was gonna say that
Chitauri thing or whatever. But we've never seen two giants battling it out. Like,
okay, my question is, and someone who's probably like physics based can probably answer this question. Why is it every time we have giant people fighting, their fists are traveling just like super slow? Like, why is it like?
I think me and D have gotten super high and tried to talk about it, and I think it's just like visually what you process. I don't know. It's greater distance that they're traveling.
Yeah,
so
it
like,
is. That's what it is.
And that's what it is. To them, it's like as quick as doing that, but to us, that's like hundreds of feet. Like that you're covering. So like
for us to
unless these giant beings have super speed,
but
they're
would it
probably
not
going to be displayed
also
slower.
Be the same sort of, because it's just a ratio at that point, right? Like it's just you're just growing in size. So yeah, the distance is greater, but your arms are also super fucking big at that point, right? Your arms are hundreds of feet long. It's your arms just not like a foot long at that point. So it's like you're traveling 100 feet, but it's like 100 feet.
But I think that's
by
what it
like
is.
100 feet
to
also.
Us,
so it's
the
like,
initial distance doesn't change.
Maybe
it's like how a spider will always, or a fly will always get away from you, because I imagine to them we're moving very slowly.
But let's get into some high physics here.
Yeah,
we're cutting over to this shit. Right?
I'm down.
Okay, so
if F was here, dude, he's just a physics guy.
So he could just clear it up for us.
Yeah, fuck. Call him. Call his ass right now.
So there, like we're saying, right? As my colleague here stated before, you like the arm or whatever is like hundreds of feet long now. So something that is only maybe a foot long in distance,
$5 foot long.
will cut through the air a lot easier than something that big would. So maybe that's what it is the resistance of gravity and the wind or whatever.
That's what I was also thinking. Yeah, like resistance. There's a higher resistance because you have
huge.
A bigger object.
They're fucking gigantic. Yeah. Or maybe a blend of the two. I could see a blend of the two.
That's it. I don't know. I just want to
specialty physics expert.
Maybe it's just maybe I'm just like spoiled from like watching Power Rangers as a fucking kid. When they grow and get Megazord, they're just like, pulls out a big fucking sword and they're just like, bah. So I don't know, but it's cool. I did love the big kaiju battle. That shit was great.
I'm always down.
I love the way Ahmed looked. I loved her. I loved how she looked like as a big fucking alligator. Like I think they did a good job at making the alligator look like a girl. Yeah. Like you could look at it and be like, that's a girl. That's a girl alligator.
You're like,
right there.
Give me a few drinks.
Yeah.
Pause.
But no, that looked like it. They did a good job. The CGI on her face and stuff like that looked really good. Like I thought, like when she first appears and she's having her like monologue where she's talking to Arthur Harrow and like I love the way the face looked. They have the details of like sort of like the mummy wrapping sort of like around her face and they did a good job of like animating that. There is some questionable CGI with the Moon Knight suit. I would say there are some times where it looks kind of like,
I agree,
where you're just like,
the initial look the best. I tripped when I first saw it in episode 6 when Mark comes back from the other side and Khonshu dips real quick to just like imbue his body again with the power up, and it comes on. I thought it was a whole new suit, but it's just what it is that the suit is completely CGI.
Yeah.
It's like when it comes back on in that scene, it's like in a kind of like a spotlight too, so there's a good light on it.
Yeah.
It looks super CGI, and I'm like, whoa, a new suit, and then like it comes back later when he's wearing the actual like
the regular one.
Yeah, it's the suit.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the
little rubbery looking. Is what it is. They get bendy
for sure.
I mean, it happens to everything. I remember I noticed it big with Taskmaster and Black Widow, like when they do flippity doos, look a little Gumby-ish.
A little Gumby-ish for
sure. But I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I do want my superheroes to be doing unrealistic superhero stuff too. Like only a superhero should do that. Not even like a gymnast can do that.
Yep.
So I'm fine with it, but it does bug me sometimes. I notice it.
I like that. That's how they do separate like Moon Knight from Batman, right? Because you obviously people really do make the Moon Knight Batman comparisons.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
But like how he does have like the superhuman powers, like
he does. He's got the super strength and stuff like that too.
I think what they could have done better in terms of showing us more like Moon Knight fight scenes is showing us how like his powers sort of change with like the fullness of like the moon, right? With like the phases of the moon and stuff like that, because like he is weaker if it's like a crescent moon, right? Or if it's like a full moon. Like full moon, he's like
yeah, that's cool.
He's like
that would be cool.
Bane supercharged up, because I think that could have been cool to see how that plays in.
Maybe we'll see in Werewolf by Night.
Get some little Avatar shit going. Gotta wait for the eclipses and shit like
that.
The
best comparison for Batman and Moon Knight, I think, is actually in a comic, and they're like, why not just wear all black and utilize the shadows? And like they don't say like you can be like a Dark Knight. They don't say that because I'm sure they have that trademark, but they say something like that, and he's like, nah. And like people wear black, they hide in the shadows. That's some wussy shit. I wear all white. I want you to see me coming. I want you to see who's coming to kill you.
Like, I want you to know I'm gonna fuck you up.
Yeah, seriously. It's that like psycho like edge that he has.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude.
I'm here and I'm gonna fuck you up.
I'm fucking coming for you.
Random bullshit, go.
Yeah, random bullshit, go.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah, you said it earlier about the gadgets. Like he only really uses the crescent darts in the show.
Twice, maybe.
He uses he uses those primarily. He uses them a lot. He'll pull them off and stuff like that. And put them in his hand. But like, I want more Trenchions. Like the billy clubs that he has.
And I want the grappling.
And the grappling. Dude, I wanted to use them more.
Badass,
like,
dude, that shit was fucking bad, dude.
But also,
I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Khonshu using like the moon's gravity input on Earth to allow Mark Spector to fly.
That was crazy.
Ooh.
Is that what happened?
I imagine. Because what he says is he's like, don't forget I'm still the moon, like the god of the moon. Yeah, and then like he does that and he flies, and so I imagine, because I think the moon does have significant input on the Earth's gravity force that we have.
I'm the god of the moon.
Yeah, basically he's like, yo, check this shit, bitch, and just like puts his little staff up, and he's got like a little Neo Matrix scene. He's like, pew! he shoots off.
Yeah.
I dig it. I mean, obviously, I
Shoot the moon.
shoot the moon. I was
thought he
literally
was
thinking about that
taking
the
off,
other
and I
day.
thought we were gonna get like a fucking Russell Crowe fucking voiceover of like.
You will lead them into the sun, guys.
He's like, sorry, it's actually Mark right now.
Yeah.
Nope, it's Steven again.
Yeah.
Just kidding, it's Jake.
God damn it.
But, yeah,
Oh,
but fucking
shit.
Moon Knight, dude.
Yeah,
Shit
it
was
was hella good.
It's him flying. I can get. It's less silly than like Frenchie coming in the moon copter, like they do in the book. Like it's
Yeah,
like,
I think it was. I thought
fine.
it was pretty good.
and
I'm
it's
not gonna
cool
say
that
it's my
only
favorite.
Mark can do it. He switches to Steven and he fucking falls. And then he has to switch back into Mark to fly again when he's fighting because Arthur Harrow's like attached to him.
Yeah.
So like, what up with that? He's all he's got a cape, so obviously
Okay,
he
exactly,
can fly.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, cape, yes, cape.
I guess he's just probably not as like attuned to using the powers of Khonshu like to fight.
Yeah,
like he's
that's
probably been
probably a
doing
good
he's been doing it as Moon Knight for a while now.
Yeah.
Just never had Steven's Steven was never awake. He says it like right when the mom dies. That's when he comes back. He's like, that's when you started bleeding back in.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I couldn't keep you out.
Yeah.
I dig it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Fucking
I just
great
needed
show.
to see more Moon Knight.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I was sad that because my favorite scene that I kept seeing in like the trailers was like the scene where he like kind of jumps over the car and then takes them to.
the crescent darts and throws them out.
And I kept seeing that. I thought we were gonna see it in like earlier episodes, and then we just
the
got
last-
at the end, and I was
the
like,
last
well,
one.
I was like, at least I got to see it, and it wasn't
Yeah.
something that they just didn't. And
That sequence is cool because he jumps and he throws them and then he lands and he turns back into Steven and pulls
Yeah.
out the truncheons and does the whole thing. Like, dude,
I think an unfortunate thing that like they were not careful about this time is I think a lot of the action sequences we saw in the trailers. Like
Yeah.
a lot of the highlight ones were in the trailer.
yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I think every time he was doing something as Moon Knight, we saw that in the trailer.
Yeah. that.
Even like so, we see the running across the rooftop sequence.
Yep.
We see
Him walking out of the bathroom.
we see the bloody crescent dart in his hand while the jackal is impaled. Even though the jackal's just he CGI'd out of the trailer.
Yeah.
When he goes to end Arthur Harrow but doesn't do it and throws the crescent dart down in the sand, we see that. We see the scene where he flips over that. Yeah. We do. I'm pretty sure every time he does Moon Knight stuff, we saw at least a piece in the trailer.
The first time he flies out with the fucking cape.
Oh yeah, the cape that was in the trailer, right before. Yeah, I got a really big problem with trailers these days. Like trailers have trailers before the trailers now. Like, have you ever seen that? Like when you go to watch it, it'll show all the highlights of the trailer and then the title card. And then
They'll play the trailer.
And then they'll play the trailer. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, I guess just trying to get people like, let's watch this. But it's like also
I can
like
understand-
you're just showing your cards at the end of the day, and it's like it would
Yeah.
make it nice if like things are surprised.
I can understand why they're going to do that with like Venom and Morbius, but there's no reason Doctor Strange should be doing that or Moon Knight should be doing that.
For sure.
Fuck it.
Fuck it.
Marketing.
Fuck you, marketing.
Fuck
God
you,
damn it.
marketing. Nobody fucking likes you.
It's okay though. We get sick shit as long as they get their piece.
We fucking doing the transition.
Yeah, I'm with it.
Transition.
So yeah, after Moon Knight, the next day we got
Fucking Doctor
we
Strange
got
in the
motherfucking
multiverse
Doctor
of
Strange
madness,
in the multiverse of motherfucking
It was
madness.
awesome.
Oh, let me see.
Goddamn, Sam Raimi doing some fucking psychedelic witchcraft horror.
Dude,
Give me so much
man.
more. Oh my
He came
god.
back in a big way. I was super, super happy with the movie, man. I thought it was awesome.
Yeah.
We saw it again this morning. You and
Oh,
I
yeah?
did, yeah. And just as good the second time. I think a little bit more enjoyable, I would say, or like digestible. Like just because, there's not all the shocking factor of seeing everything that does unfold in the movie. Big time spoilers for the movie. Like, we're going to spoil the fuck out of it.
Oh yeah.
But just right from the start, dude, like you break into the movie and they go into that crazy shit right away with the fucking demon chasing America Chavez and
Defender Strange.
Defender Strange. Yeah, fucking what was it like? Oh no, they only named 2 universes, right? The 616 and 818.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
Was it 818 or 838?
Oh, maybe 838.
831, baby. What up?
Fuck yeah. Yeah, but yeah, they were not scared to just really fucking throw you into the movie, which I appreciated. I think that like lately they've been doing a good job of that. like with the movies of just kind of starting you where you need to and like trimming out the fat in the beginning, you know. Like we're past the point now where pretty much all of the characters that we have in like the new roster, so to speak, are like past their origin point, you know.
Yeah.
So like whatever movies you make with them, you can just jump right in and just like get started. And it's fucking intense, dude. It was a super intense beginning for sure.
Hell yeah. I like the intense beginning.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. Sometimes the problems I can have with intense beginnings, if it doesn't like is that immediate like rise and it just kind of like
Stalls out.
Stalls out.
Did
But
that
I
happen
think
for you in this?
no, I don't think it did. I think it was pretty.
It's nice to catch up with Strange.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Even though I would say, like, so overall, like I would say I enjoyed the movie a lot. Watched it twice. I had a really really fun time with it. I wouldn't say it's one of like the best MCU movies, but like it's a good one for sure.
Yeah.
It's definitely enjoyable. Like we were saying, when we were walking out, it's definitely a rewatchable one. Like I could sit down and watch it a couple times, and I would be like, okay, I'm down with it. I think Elizabeth Olsen stole the freaking show for sure, like 100%.
So good, dude, yeah.
America Chavez stole the show for me.
Yeah, she was awesome too.
Doctor Strange, Benedict Cumberbatch, always good. I will say though, I felt like the Doctor Strange storyline of the movie took a backseat to like all the Wanda stuff for sure.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I will say like the first time my problem with it, what I had is I didn't feel like connected to the Doctor Strange story.
Yeah.
But I didn't know if that was like just because I watched it for the first time and didn't pay attention. That's what I was alluding to when I told you like, oh, there were some things that I like didn't necessarily sort of like, but I don't know if that was because I wasn't paying attention. And then the second time I like kind of confirmed like still like there was like just sort of this disconnect with the Strange story that I was having. Like I understand it was trying to tell the story of him like getting over being like the one like, oh, I gotta hold the knife, like I'm gotta always be the one that's doing this and doing that. But there wasn't like any like emotional impact for it like there was with like the Wanda stuff
for sure,
or even like the America Chavez stuff, like even at the end when she was ready to like do what she had to do, you know. Like with the Strange stuff, there was no like getting over that hump, you know. It was kind of like, you know, a couple of scenes where, you know, people telling him like, oh, you're the one that's always got to hold the knife, but there was no like with our main Doctor Strange, I felt like there was no connection with all that stuff. It was always the other ones that were like, you know, the Defender Strange, the one in the beginning trying to that was gonna make the tough decision, quote, and take America's powers because she didn't know how to use them, but he could, right? Yeah. But then he immediately dies. But then you have the 838 universe one that used the Dark Cold and blah blah blah, did all that stuff, and then caused an incursion, and then he had to, you know.
The fucking Black Bolt, dude. Oh, bro.
Yeah,
I love me some Black Bolt. I don't really fuck with like the Inhumans and all that kinds of.
It's the same actor. I didn't know that until today.
Yeah,
yeah.
It is the same guy. I think back to what you were saying about Doctor Strange. I think a lot of that's because Doctor Strange has had a prominent role in every single Marvel movie that's been out since Infinity War.
So yeah, what I was gonna say too is like I think that is part of the problem, and I think what they need to start moving on from is. It's time to let go of the snap. And it's time to let go of Infinity War, because that is what they're trying to tie back to with the you're the one who has to hold the knife, right?
Yeah.
Which is like Strange made the decision to sacrifice half the universe so that the Avengers can come back and do it eventually. But like Infinity War, Endgame came out 3 years ago. Infinity War came out fucking 5. So like it's like the amount of time that passed in the snap has passed in real life now. Yeah. It's time to let it go and move on. Like I think that's part of the issue. Is like they're holding on to events from the past that have been very much wrapped up. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I don't know. I still like seeing the little like teases or like hints of like what people went through. You know, like I think the scene with the doctor from the first one or whatever is definitely pretty like heart-wrenching. Like it still pulls at the strings, and I think it's cool to see that in a character, but not for the main characters.
Awkwardly, the first time I watched that, I kind of laughed at that scene because I thought
it's funny.
I didn't know. I see. Okay, but then the second time, I like it. It was a little bit more heart-wrenching. I was like, okay, I didn't laugh the second time, but the first time I was like, okay, is it supposed to be funny? Because he's like,
that's why it ends up being so heart-wrenching, is that he gets you with the comedy, he takes you off guard, but then he's like. Because it's the fucking, in the snap, I lost my cats. Yeah. And he's like, Doctor Strange even is kind of like, okay. And then he's like, and my brother.
Yeah.
So like, I think that's what it is. It's like
Yeah.
the 1-2 punch, you know? Like,
The first time I definitely like let out like a chuckle and like no one else did, and I was just like, oh fuck, you know. I was like, like that show was funny. Not like that, dude. Not that little.
I was gonna say, dude, that was a hella demonic
Yeah.
one, bro. Yeah.
But like I laughed, fucking. It was hella like it was kind of funny to me, but
I
was
thought
like,
it was
yeah.
a funny scene too, dude.
But-
I thought it was funny.
But yeah, second time I didn't laugh because I was like, oh, because I guess because I was like thinking about it, and after
Yeah.
like thinking about it, I was like, damn, was I supposed to laugh at that? Like I don't know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I just felt like, and I think it's also the problem of having two big characters like this, and it being Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, and I just felt like it should have been like a Wanda movie. Like it should have been like extra episodes of like WandaVision and stuff
Yeah.
like that, you know, because I felt like it was just so centered around her story, where it was like, okay, if it's a Doctor Strange movie, let's make it a Doctor Strange centric movie, which I felt like it kind of was, but I felt like it just got overshadowed with like the whole story arc of, you know, Wanda kind of going crazy because one, she got corrupted by the Darkhold, but also because she wants her kids back, right? Obviously she got over all the Viz stuff, but she's still kind of taken back by the fact that she had kids and now she just doesn't have kids anymore, so that's what she's trying to go do.
Yeah.
What's up with? I mean, not like what's up. I mean, know what's happening, but like, there's no Vision.
No.
Even in like
In
any
other
of the other
multiverses,
versions,
yeah.
either there pictures of him. They don't talk about Dad. Like,
I think we don't talk about Bruno. I think that
talk about
like I think that is just I think that's a step in the right direction of, you know, again trying to let go of whatever they had going on. I think it could also be another thing of like they don't know what the fuck to do with Vision right now.
yeah,
Because last thing they did,
he remembered everything,
and then
he,
flew away.
he's just Vision, but like he's in the white body
He's
now.
baby Vision now.
Yeah.
Baby
So-
Vision.
Baby Vision.
That's what I think I'm gonna call him, because like
Boss
he
baby
is Vision. Like he got all his memories back, he got all the experiences back, but that doesn't mean he went through them, right?
Yeah.
Like they
Yeah.
exist in his head now.
He
and
just acknowledges
understands
them.
them.
Or
that
did he
happened.
go through them?
Oh my god.
Maybe. He's
Yeah.
just like crying for
Yeah.
weeks in a
Yeah.
corner somewhere
Yeah.
over everything.
But yeah, I think I think that a part of at least what I've experienced with Doctor Strange stuff is like it's a little bit hard to tell like a Doctor Strange story because he is very much like a reactionary character, right? Like he's the Sorcerer Supreme, or not Sorcerer Supreme, but he's a Guardian, right? Which means he's on the watch all the time. Like
Yeah.
he doesn't really have personal journeys a lot of the time, at least from what we've been shown that he has to go through, because like he's waiting for shit to go down so that he can put it back into place. He's like he's like a multiversal cop in that sense, you know, like magical guy. So I don't I it is hard because I would like to see something that like is meaningful with him and him alone, but I appreciate what they have done because it's cool to see him fulfilling that role. Like we got it in Spider-Man and in this back to back of like, yeah, dude, this motherfucker's on another level compared to some of the other Avengers. Like he's keeping the whole fucking reality on lock, dude. Like it's cool. I like to see it.
No, yeah, I like to see it too. I just think that like I think the first movie does a good job at telling a good Doctor Strange story because it is all about him like kind of getting over his ego, you know, kind of letting it go, even though he still has it, you know, he's getting like letting go of most of it. And I feel like that's a better. I feel like the first Doctor Strange is a better Doctor Strange movie. Like just in terms of like telling a Doctor Strange story, like being centric around Doctor Strange. He has the whole story like with him and Mordo, and then him like with the whole with the Sorcerer Supreme before him and before that and stuff like that. So I felt like that was a better beginning to end Doctor Strange story than this. I felt like this one was a little bit looser. You obviously did have like, you know, the stuff at the end where he tells America like, you know, no, like you got to do it. Like I'm not going to be the one that, you know, but it felt like, you know, you're loosely tying it together, you know, like it's kind of like
they've definitely.
I felt more emotional impact with what Wanda did at the end versus
sure.
like what
For
Doctor
sure.
Strange did, you know?
Yeah.
I think Marvel has a history and continues to sometimes hijack. They only do it with sequels. I've never seen them do it with like a first movie, like an origin story or anything like that. But they will hijack sequels for events for sure. Like they did it with Captain America.
Yeah.
They are doing it with this movie. Like I think you can kind of call No Way Home crossover, you know, like you get Doctor Strange in there too, and kind of introduction to like the multiverse and stuff. So there are times when there's too much crossover, like for sure. I think they do need to sometimes get back to just focusing in on the title character.
Yeah. Well, it's like there's like no mention of any other character of any of the MCU in Moon Knight except for like the
plane, the ancient plane or whatever it is.
The ancestral plane, and then there's like on one of the buses there's like a what's that thing they create in Falcon Winter Soldier that like that helps you like cope with like the blip and all that kinds of stuff. Like it's like the GC, whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah.
There's like a battery. There's like a battery.
GCPD, baby. Yeah,
if you're having a tough time with the blip, what was it gonna send you to the Gotham City Police Department?
The one thing I will say though is in terms of an executable story, like the script itself, yes, I agree with you. But in terms of the feel of the movie, this shit was fucking Doctor Strange through and through, bro. Like I've never seen this much cool fucking like. This is the coolest magic has been since fucking Harry Potter, bro. Like,
I think it's much cooler than Harry Potter. I was just about to say my main gripe with like the Harry Potter things is like you're just the wrong kind of wizard, bro. Like Gandalf, incantations, fucking witchcraft. Like
dude, this shit was badass.
Yeah.
Like I like how heavily they dove into like the magic part of shit, and like him having to read a book to learn a spell or summon a this or like go into that. Like it was good shit, dude. That the spirit of Doctor Strange felt present to me, but I can agree with you that the story didn't feel focused on him for sure. Yeah,
it definitely was. Yeah. Sorry, I would say like it's definitely not like a Doctor Strange story. I don't think really. Yeah. I think that's what it is. Like
it's a Wanda and it's an America Chavez story in terms of like the characters that go through emotional.
It's a heavy Wanda story. I mean, like they literally have the WandaVision theme.
It's WandaVision Part 2 or 1.5.
Yeah, just like it's
WandaVision
like,
the movie.
Yeah, WandaVision the movie.
Wanda No Vision the movie.
Wanda No Vision.
Oh no. But yeah, the Doctor Strange story has been being told stretched out since Infinity War, so like they do like it definitely does take a backseat to all the other stuff because like I mean I guess it's they just have America Chavez there, so they got to have a lot of explanation for just like starting off with this character like right then and there.
Even America Chavez's story I don't think is like super like solid, right? Like it's not like the most like developed story in the movie, but it's just like I still felt the more like emotional impact with like for her like at the end. Maybe it's just because obviously all this stuff's happening to her, but she has that moment where it's like, no, you've been doing this all along, like you just gotta like believe in yourself. And I was like, I think
it depends on where they take her next, because we got the exact same introduction. I would say we got the exact same introduction with Spider-Man. And look at what they've done with him, right? So depending on whether or not she's gonna get her own movie or if she can exist as a main character in somebody else's /TV show, I think I'm hopeful for her. I dig her character a lot. I think it's a great debut for performance for that actor. Or maybe not for like, I don't know if she's done stuff before this, but in terms of like an MCU debut, like I really like, I've never dove into any of her stuff in the comic books. All I knew was that she could travel the multiverse. And I'm super down with what they gave us in the movie. Like I want to see her in the background of shit.
I think her like her story in the movie was it really was like there. It was part of like it was like the center of the thing. It was very like extensive, but then he just stuck her in a Doctor Strange class at the end and left her.
Yeah, that was a little weird too.
He's just like, here you go, here's a sling ring, like learn some sorcery magic.
I wonder if she's gonna come back with some Doctor Strange powers / like America Chavez.
I feel like he would send her off to somewhere where she could like capitalize on her specific powers. They seem very important. I mean,
now that's also my question, is that where I feel like it kind of takes a little bit away from like that first movie, is like, so now can anyone just become a sorcerer now? Is anyone just welcome in Kamar-Taj and like
Sorcerer Ned?
Like,
anybody can become a sorcerer, because that's.
But it was also it was more of like a big deal when like freaking
Ned did it.
Not when Ned did it, but like when Strange had to like they let him into Kamar-Taj and like to become a sorcerer. I felt like it was harder for him, and now like I mean obviously America Chavez has these powers, but they're just like hey come on now you're a sorcerer. And so it's like, okay, I thought people had to have like special like magic, like tapped into like necessary like magic abilities or like be on like a different level than obviously everyone else is like.
To be honest,
you're on some Baron Mordo shit right now, bro.
Okay, no, I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying I thought that's or at least everyone has just like a deeper understanding of what's just going on, I would say, spiritually and magically within the world versus just like, you know, now all of a sudden, like, Ned picks up a sling ring and he's just like, oh,
to
cool,
be honest, man,
I got this shit.
To be honest, Doctor Strange magic, the way it works to me now in my head, it's just the power of belief.
Yeah.
If you can believe you can do it, you can do it. It's like teaching someone to use the key in the Dragon Ball universe. Like, you just work real hard about it and believe it. You can do it, man. You can fly.
I think it's also,
I can get with that.
Yeah, in terms of like the
do you
like
believe in
overarching
magic?
thing, like, you know, like fucking. In terms of what probably happens behind the scenes, I think that's just a side effect of multiple different directors handling these characters. You know, like one of them will use it for a joke because they're telling a Spider-Man story, versus the other one will make a big deal about it because it's Doctor Strange's first origin story. So it's part of what comes with the MCU. It's like there's just some inconsistencies. It's the same exact way in the comic books, you know?
Yeah.
Like it's what happens when you get multiple writers. But I think that it's just an unfortunate place to leave her because it is a little, I don't know. It's like it's in a very small corner where like you don't see a lot of shit happen. You know, she's kind of just tucked away. It's like if you have a map of like all of the fucking MCU like arenas, so to speak, you know, like New York City versus like this or that. Like Kamar-Taj is way fucking down there. Like it's pretty hidden, you know.
Maybe we get a America Chavez series and she's in Kamar-Taj and shit like that.
I would think it'd be cool to start her in Kamar-Taj, but have her use her powers to get the fuck out of there, dude.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I think that's definitely a character that has like, you can create like a very rich and like good story and like a pretty unique one too, with like especially someone that can travel, like just the only one that's physically able to travel the multiverse. Like,
yeah, I think that they definitely have an emotional string to pull at. I heard somebody online, like just a random like video, like complain about it. I didn't really have a problem with it because I don't know, my standards aren't always super high when it comes to the Marvel movies. I've accepted that they're not going to be like premiere fucking cinema all the time, you know? So like
shout out to the movie theater in Hollister.
Yeah. Hey. So like I'm willing to forgive them for some of their more like quick fire like backstories, you know? Like I heard somebody complain about the memory store. I don't give a fuck. Like I don't care. You know,
No, that was cool.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me. That's a cool little gadget. They're in the multiverse anyways. Like weird shit's gonna happen. You know, who cares?
And I feel like you need that at that point because you don't have like a backstory on America Chavez, and it gives you a little bit more. It gives you a little more insight, and it's a lot heartwarming. Obviously, you see everything that goes down, and
I think that's something they can pull from for sure. Like if they do a series for her, I think it could be not only her learning to understand her powers more, but also using that to travel the multiverse and try to find her mothers.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure, at least what I've seen as of recent, like researching everything that's been going on, like within this movie the past couple days. Her parents are alive in the comics.
Okay.
And I think the only thing they switched up was like in the comics she has a sister, and her sister is the one that gets sucked into the
portal.
The portal the first time instead of her parents.
Oh, okay. Does she have a sister in this one?
No.
Nah, they're just like, we're not doing that. Yeah. But I guess
yeah, I'm excited. I mean, like I said, she can. There's a lot that I think they can do with her. Yeah. So I'm excited. I want them to do more with her because I liked her character. Freaking, I thought she was hella funny. I liked that freaking scene where they're like obviously eating pizza. When Wong and Doctor Strange are basically like interrogating her, and she's like, and they're like, oh yeah, Spider-Man, and she's like, Spider what? Yeah. Like, and she's like, they're like. She's like, does he look like a spider? More like a man. Yeah. And he shoots, shoots webs and stuff.
Out of his butt?
Yeah.
No. Well, I don't know. I hope not.
Yeah, that was good.
That part was funny. I fucking laughed hella hard. There was a lot of moments in like, I feel like when I watched the movie, like I wish I would have watched it in a theater where there was like a lot more like
big fans
because I like watched it and not everyone was like laughing at that stuff or like at least like the big moments when we get those big cameos. There was no one that was like
we got lucky.
And I feel awkward being like
the only one
that's like
fuck yeah. We got lucky at our theater. We definitely had a loud crowd for sure.
Because I like that in Spider-Man.
So
Spider-Man it's great. It makes it more of an experience, right? Like
for sure, dude. Like I not to like get too deep into it or whatever the argument, but like obviously Martin Scorsese in recent years has come out and like talked shit about like the whole Marvel experience or whatever, but I mean, like, I think they've crafted something unique, you know, in that sense of like it is very much like a cult thing at this point, you know, like but it's like that thing of like people going to watch like Rocky Horror and having all their traditions of like talking along and being loud with the movies and shit like that, you know, like it's a community experience where you do kind of go along for the ride, you know, like you go and you experience and you get to be vocal about like what you think about all this shit. It's fucking awesome, dude. It's super fun.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's how do we feel about all the major spoilers, all the big cameos? So let's talk about the Illuminati. Yeah. The Illumawati?
The Illumawati? So
Holiday Hoopy.
You go first. Go ahead.
Okay. I mean, I obviously like I fucking love that shit. That was awesome. Like, I do dig some Black Bolt stuff. I did not watch that Inhuman show, and I probably won't.
Yeah. Wait, so who's on the Illuminati? So we have
it's Black Bolt, Peggy Carter, fucking Captain Carter.
Captain Britt, yeah.
We have fucking 90s animated series Charles Xavier.
Dude, the best part of the movie.
Dude,
Still the best part of the fucking
Dude, oh my
got me
God.
so fucking hyped when
Both times.
If I'm being honest here,
I was like,
Charles Xavier, fucking Sir motherfucking Patrick Stewart is the only vato that made me cry in that movie.
oh really?
I was shedding tears
when
over
he
some
did-
Charles Xavier. It was a multiple different times.
The one that got me
When he goes into the brain and everything like that, and he's like wearing his turtleneck, and he's
Oh, yeah.
trying to fucking Jean Grey her, and she's like,
The
no.
one that got me, it was on both times, was fucking when he pulls his line from one of the old X-Men movies when he's like, just because somebody stumbles and loses their way. doesn't mean
Yes.
they're
Oh
lost
my
Yeah,
God.
I believe
forever."
that's
I was like,
I think is that a Days of Future Past?
I think
It is a
so.
Days of
Yeah.
Future Past.
I was like, God damn it, that's so
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
Maria
Yeah.
Maria Rambo, Captain Marvel,
Yeah.
Yep.
and motherfucking John Krasinski as fucking
Reed
Reed Richards,
Dr.
man.
Reed Richards, yeah.
I'll be honest, like over all the casting, like back, like, you know, fucking 4 fucking years ago already, when people were trying to cast him as Reed Richards, I wasn't, not that I wasn't about it, but I was like, just don't be doing that because he's Jim from The Office, and like
Yeah.
that was big because it was, you know, everybody was like talking about The Office. It was like the thing going on, but like.
I think what drove it was because the fan edit. That fan edit of him in the
Yeah.
suit, and then he
It
because
looked really good.
yeah.
Yeah.
Off the bat.
And then like it felt very forceful because then they're like, because then if you get John Krasinski, you have to have Emily Blunt as Sue Storm. And like again, I fucking love Emily Blunt. Like
Think
I have
that'd be a
no
good
problem with
combo.
that. She's more than capable of doing it. But it's
Yep.
just like I like when the makers of the movie listen to the fans, but not when they're bombarded by the fans into doing stuff like, you know, like release the Snyder Cut and all that kinds of other stuff going on. I trust Sarah Haley Finn with my fucking life.
Yeah,
she's
she's the greatest
casted
casting director of all
perfect
time.
the entire time. So if she obviously, you know, was like, yeah, we can make this work. I dig it. But when I saw it on there, I was not mad at all. I was just like, fuck yes, here we go. We got fucking Fantastic Four coming up up in the world. I mean, I knew it was already coming. I guess we just have to find a new director.
Well, okay, so that's the other thing. That's something I was telling Danny Boy, right? So that's something that I've been seeing. So if we do have John Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic that we've seen casted as in Doctor Strange, right? And if it's that someone's going for it, because I'm of the belief that I don't think Marvel cast someone in doing something without wanting to do something with them, like in the future. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think they're gonna just waste money like that or waste the time to do something like that if it's not like, okay, we're gonna, you know, where to do this.
John Krasinski as Willy Wonka.
Well, with Anson Mount, I can see if, you know, maybe like recasting him as Black Bolt, because it's not something that's like, I guess, like super recognizable, you know. And then Black Bolt, at least in the comics, is pretty heavy on just like wearing his, you know, his outfit the whole time. So you could definitely have someone else in. You know, he doesn't talk, so it's not like a whole big freaking voice acting thing. But if John Krasinski is gonna be Mr. Fantastic going forward, he's gonna be Reed Richards. They can just have, if John Watts isn't gonna, since he quit directing,
Can have him make the movie.
just have motherfucking John Krasinski direct the freaking Fantastic Four movie.
Yeah.
Because he has also said he'd be down to do something like that.
Yeah.
And also, you know, he said he'd be down to do, like, when people asked him about like the fan casting and stuff like that, he was like, you know, like if they approached me and they'd asked me about it, like I would definitely like to do it. So I think he's someone that if he's in that role, he could pull it off really well. I know Danny Boy said he wasn't the most down he's not the most down to see him as Reed Richards, but like I said, I think you need to watch freaking 13 Hours and
I do
shit
need
like
to see
that
some other stuff for sure.
because that's
I
where
think-
that's where that fan edit came from is
Yeah.
from still from him from 13 Hours and
Yeah.
Oh,
shit like that. So yeah, that
Yeah.
shit.
I'm down
He's
for it.
he can be a motherfucker. Like yeah, he's Jim from The Office, but
yeah.
he
Well,
can
I
be a
watched him
motherfucker.
in what was it, Jack Ryan,
Hmm.
and like that I couldn't get through that. I couldn't get through that show at all.
I'm down to see him make a movie.
But I know he can do the action for sure.
Yeah, I'm down to see him make a movie. I'm down for him and Emily Blunt to be the basis for that movie. I think I've been saying it the last few days. I think that an important part of making a Fantastic Four movie is the family aspect of it. In that, like, they're like a disgruntled family, right? Like Ben Grimm and Reed Richards are best friends growing up, so they're like brothers in a sense. Obviously, Sue and Johnny Storm are brothers, and then Reed and Sue eventually get married, so you kind of have like a mom and dad and then two little brothers vibe, right? That I think they really need to nail. And so if John Krasinski can do that, then cool, fuck yeah, I'm down for that. If there's somebody out there who's better for it, I would prefer them to do that because I kind of agree with Diggs in that sense that like I think it is really cool when we do get our way, but I don't want it to be at the expense of good casting.
Yeah.
Right?
I agree.
And so this like is a cool addition, I would say, but I'm also I love, don't get me wrong, I love what they did with the Illuminati and I'm fucking down with the scenes, but I'm slightly conflicted because I don't think that it is a good representation of the Illuminati.
Uh-huh.
I
No,
think
yeah,
that
yeah.
it was definitely very much used to elevate and give us a sense of Sam Raimi's over the top like almost cheesy goriness, you know, like the kind of like stuff he's famous for in like Evil Dead and shit like that.
Yeah.
And because of that, they were very much treated like a joke. Like I was telling you on the car ride home, like part of my problem with the John Krasinski depiction of Reed Richards is like he comes in and he tries to be very heartwarming and like reach her on like the fatherhood and like aspect of everything when if we had a Reed Richards who was in the Illuminati, that motherfucker would have some crazy secret weapon that he would have sniped her with from like another
The
dimension.
ultimate nullifier.
Yeah, he would have been like, "Fuck this! I'm not playing games." Like he wouldn't have not.
Yeah.
The Illuminati is made to deal with the threats that nobody else can decide what to do with. It's fucking stupid that they wouldn't take the Scarlet
It's
Witch
also
seriously.
very asinine that they're just like, yeah, no, we don't care about anything. Doctor Strange, you're the problem. Like, yeah, there's a lot you can base that off, but you don't know that, dude. Like, don't take the chance.
Because the other thing too is like, at first I was thinking about it when I was watching it today, because like they pan over and they show you a shot of where it is, and the building that the Illuminati exists in is just out like in the middle of a park, right?
Yeah.
And like at first I was like, okay, well maybe that's just the Baxter building, you know, and like within that building like there's a secret entrance, but no, like they're walking and there's like a whole fucking carve out of the thing, and it's like a regular ass door, like up some stairs and shit, and like I don't know, like that aspect of it, the secret scary, like I would like for them to make the Illuminati like a little bit scary. Like I want the decisions that they make to make you uncomfortable, you know what I mean, like with when it comes to that shit.
Yeah, that's the thing that I agree with you. Like the overall aspect of the Illuminati, they didn't scare me either. They just felt like an offshoot Avengers team.
Totally,
you know?
totally.
Like because
like a goofy one.
Yeah, and also isn't the Illuminati supposed to be characters from different multiverses, like or for different universes?
different
No,
people
it is
sometimes.
it's all within 616.
Oh, it's all within
It's like
616.
it's like usually Tony Stark as well.
Yeah, it's
Black
Tony.
Panther,
The original
Namor.
one is Tony. Professor X. It is Black Bolt.
Yeah.
And Mr. Fantastic as well.
Mm-hmm.
There's no Peggy there. I think it is Doctor Strange and
Yeah,
Black
Doctor
Panther.
Strange. Doctor Strange.
Yeah, because what it is I think they also form it originally in the comic books because after they defeat Thanos in some big event, each one of them is a caretaker for the Infinity Stones.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Because there's 6 of them. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, they didn't seem scary to me. Yeah, it also didn't make sense that they didn't take Wanda serious. That isn't a thing where I was like, it doesn't.
Stupid.
I saw something where it was like they didn't take her serious because
I guess all the other Wandas in comparison.
yeah,
Like,
because
are you
because
kidding
of
me?
the-
She's either meant to rule or
Yeah.
destroy, and she's not even on your radar.
So
Like-
so that's the thing. I think it was just because the Wanda's in comparison, and also because I think obviously the events of their universe played out a lot different than the events in the main universe played
They
out.
didn't
Yeah.
experience the
So
blip.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So there obviously wasn't a lot of. There's not that emotional damage that Wanda's like gone through and stuff like that.
Emotional damage.
And freaking.
Yeah, she may have lost vision, but at least she made out with the kids in the end, you know?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
yeah.
And so I think that's what I've seen is they're not scared of her because of what they haven't experienced and stuff like that, and they're just like, okay, like whatever. They're in their experience, like the Ultron bots would have been just like
The
enough.
craziest,
We're just like would have been enough for her, right? Because I mean, a billion fucking go, or not a billion, but a lot of them just fucking go after her, and she's just obviously
wrecks
because
them all,
it's
dude.
the one from our main universe who is corrupted by the freaking the Darkhold and stuff like that. She's just able to just fucking go ham.
Yeah, she has a crazy ass fucking Luke Skywalker moment in Mando, and just like they show her on the footage, and she's just decimating everybody like with ease.
I thought that was also a nice touch too because, like, you get. I mean, she's. It makes sense that she's angry and coming at them anyways, but she's like feral, like animalistic in the way that she's taking those things out, and it's a nice touch because she would be fucking triggered by seeing Ultron bots. Like that's killed her brother. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Even in another universe, she's like, oh, I'm gonna fucking rip y'all motherfuckers apart. She's like covered in like their blood, right? It's like the grease or whatever and shit like that. Like,
well, and that's only because she's possessed by the one from our universe. Like
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. And
It's
then
like,
because when you go to the end, right? Like you don't even get like that universe's Wanda like fighting her.
No.
Like I thought we were gonna get like a
little
Wanda on
battle.
Wanda like fight scene.
So did I. Yeah.
But yeah, we didn't get that.
I
We just
did like the emotional moment that they had though. Of,
Yeah.
Like the other Wanda kind of like being not the only one to take pity on her, I guess, but the only one that Wanda would really like.
the only one that
accept it
truly
from.
understood about
Yes,
what she's
what
going
the pain
through.
she's going through.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So I did like how they used her as a story element in that sense, and all the dream walking shit was pretty savage, like
Dude.
scary, cool shit, like
Yeah.
for sure.
all the witchy stuff that went down was just fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Doctor Strange using all those fucking the souls of the damned to use them as like
Oh, as his
cloak of
cape?
levitation.
Yeah.
Dude, fuck.
Dude,
Hella
what was so
D&D.
funny is at work that Stizzy delivery guy was so not down for that stuff.
I know. I think I can see how
Well, that's why he works for Stizzy.
It's scary from like the religious aspect, right?
I was gonna say,
if you're a very religious person, like that stuff is like very like off-putting and like it's sketch.
And you know what, dude? Here's the one thing I will say. I
Hail Satan.
did freak out for a quick second, and I did notice something. Is that so? Doctor Strange and America Chavez are welcomed in as a lie by Baron Mordo, right? And then he poisons them with the tea. And that's when the whole sequence begins. So when that happens, everything starts to get really fucking trippy. They offset you really fucking hard. It's pretty fucking like visually jarring with what they do, right? And all that fucking music starts to play, and like it's pretty enchanting. One of the only times that they actually use like a regular full band set, so it's definitely very unique. And they cut in between him tripping out while he's explaining it and Wanda starting to do the dream walking. That sequence and the trippiness of it lasts all the way up until she does finally possess the other Wanda. And when it's over and the music ends, she looks directly at the fucking camera.
Yeah.
It does.
Right at the fucking camera.
Yeah.
And then the rest, that's the only time it happens in the movie.
Yeah.
And when that happened today, I was watching it and I was like, that was a little freaky.
Yeah.
But whatever. I was
Dude,
like,
they
yeah.
went. They made her scary again, man.
Yeah.
It was sick. She did like all of her like witch tropes that she hasn't done since like
Yeah, she did the
Age of
little
Ultron.
mind, like
the
influencing
little red wiggly
or
woos.
whatever. Yeah, the red wiggly woos.
that's what he calls them, right? The fucking. It was Quicksilver from X-Men when he comes over in WandaVision.
Oh, Evan Peters.
Evan Peters, yeah, he's like, you come a long way from shooting red wiggly woos out of your fingers.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
She does that. She does like the whole moment right there where the door closes and the water is just dripping. You just hear like the trickle of all the water, and they're like, "Where'd she go?" And
Yeah.
she just.
The one that I really liked was when she pops out of the fucking gong, bro. That one was
Oh, yeah.
intense. Like,
Dude,
all
yeah, the
Exorcist
first-
style, like the
You could tell Sam
cracking
Raimi for
up.
sure. Fucking Evil Dead type shit.
Yeah, dude.
You also had the cameo with
Bruce Campbell, baby,
yeah, Bruce
as
Campbell.
Papa, Pizza Papa.
Pizza Papa,
Pizza
dude.
Papa always gets his money.
Yeah, and I guess I haven't seen Evil Dead, but the punching in the face is definitely a reference to Evil Dead 2 because
Yeah,
he
it
has a
is.
character where
Yeah.
he has a fucking takes his like possessed hand or something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like that. Obviously Sam Raimi getting in touch with people he's always down for.
Yep.
I think Bruce Campbell's in every single one of Sam Raimi's movies.
I saw a quote where they asked Bruce Campbell about it, and I guess Sam Raimi kind of just like calls him, and he's just like, Bruce Campbell just asks like, what do we got going on now? Like, or something like that. And he'll just like tell him like, all right, cool. Like, well, when are we shooting?
Yeah,
and
he's like, yeah.
Super. That's cool.
Like,
I'll
be there. Yeah, they're just buddies. Yeah, I liked his role in it for sure. I think that one thing that I was super, super fucking down with is one of the biggest complaints about the MCU movies is that they're formulaic, right?
Yep.
And that they all stick to a certain
I
thing.
very much am an advocate of.
I agree.
I tell you.
I agree too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm down with that formula personally, so it doesn't really lose out on me that much. But I understand that's because I'm a nerd fan who like cries whenever they do something cool. Like I don't give a shit, you know. Like I'm down for it no matter what, pretty much.
You're Kevin Smith. You just no matter what it is, it makes you cry.
Pretty much, yeah. And so like that doesn't really bother me too much, but I'm not blind to it either. And so this one actually does stand out among the higher ranking MCU movies for me because it is very much feel like a Sam Raimi movie.
Yeah.
Not just like an MCU movie.
Yeah.
So I appreciate the uniqueness of this movie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome, dude. You definitely feel all of his fucking energy in it for sure. It's badass.
Yeah, that last half for sure is just full on like Sam Raimi. Like the
Fuck
first half is, pretty
kind of typical Marvel setup.
Typical,
that
typical
intro
Marvel setup.
sequence is something you might see somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You get a filter, yeah.
Huh? Yeah, here.
The whole like that last half, like the last half of the second act to like the whole third act is strictly just like it's just Sam Raimi, and it's great. A lot of the camera work too. We get a lot of those those angles where the camera's like kind of like turning slowly and stuff like that.
Yep.
That's super Sam Raimi, and
It is.
I appreciated how different it was. It is like amongst all the different Marvel movies, there is a lot of it's very unique. I put it as probably one of, if not the most unique one that we have.
We actually feel a director's print on the movie.
Yeah, and then there's no looming like, in every one of them, there's just this. Everything's gonna fuck up the entire like world, right? This one you don't really feel that because it is very much just like Wanda wants to get her kids, and you feel like okay, if she just wins, like that's very much just gonna happen. Obviously she can rule and take over, but you don't feel like that's what her intention is to do the entire movie. So you don't feel the fear of that. You just feel the fear of like, damn, is she really gonna kill America Chavez just to get what she wants to get? Yeah.
She's gonna kill a kid to get some kids.
Yeah, it's cool because I think the what was really at stake at the end of the day was like Wanda's soul, right?
Yep.
It wasn't about it was about the multiverse obviously, and like they were afraid that maybe she would take over, but I agree with you. I don't think she had any intentions to do that. It's like at the end of the day, it was Wanda's ability to still like stay on the path of a hero, right? And like still like sacrifice her, like make the sacrifices instead of like sacrificing other people or whatever. And I appreciate that they did bring her back to the light a little bit, I don't think her crimes against the multiverse should be forgiven. I think she definitely has some shit to figure out for sure if they bring her back, because I don't think she's dead like when she got like
no 100%
whatever.
no.
She's fine,
and I'm pretty sure she signed on to do like 7 movies.
Okay, yeah,
so I'm pretty sure that's fairly recent. So
yeah, I want that story to go longer too.
Yeah,
I really dig it.
And I mean, hey, if people wanted her to repent for her actions, no one can really do anything about it. It's really got to be more of a personal journey for her. Like no one could physically make her do anything. Obviously, you've seen like
at this point she's the strongest.
Yeah,
by far. She fucking
which I'm totally fucking down for.
They have like explicitly told us, they've gone and batted over our heads that Captain Marvel is the strongest, right? Like up until this point, and she fucked Captain Marvel up.
Yeah,
whether it was the other universe or not, like.
She's 80s Captain Marvel.
Honestly, really didn't sweat. Like that's the thing that needs to be.
She fucked all of them up, bro.
Yeah, dude,
she Omni-Mad them,
yeah,
bro.
like
straight
she can
up,
destroy pretty much any Avengers team. Like they need something real big to take her down.
Yeah, so let's go over her little kill count there.
God damn.
She
fucked up.
Decapitates Captain Carter, or not decapitates, sorry.
Cuts her in half.
Cuts her in half. Darth Mauls her with her own fucking shield.
Straight up Obi-Wan's her ass, bro.
She drops that like giant statue on fucking Maria Rambeau, Captain Marvel, and
after
just
absorbing up
her.
all her powers.
And dispersing.
Yeah, after watching it the second time, you see it like, kind of like switch from her deflecting what Captain Marvel's doing to like absorbing.
Well, she learned that shit from Agatha right there at the end of WandaVision anyways, like how to drain someone of your power.
You start to see like Maria Rambeau's armor disappearing.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, when the big explosion happens, you see all the Captain Marvel energy kind of shoot out in like a ball around her.
Yeah.
Like she absorbs it and then disperses it. She's like, nah, fuck you. Like,
Yeah.
and then just
drops that shit, squashes her ass.
Yeah.
She fucking no more mutants. Fucking on fucking Black Bolt's mouth. Fucking just like what mouth, bro? And it's just gone.
Yeah. I was telling Danny Boy the first time it didn't make sense for me. Like I was like, so why did that happen if a man that never talks ever all of a sudden just doesn't have the mouth and he's just like all of a sudden just like freaks out?
Yeah.
But then the second time you watch it, you see that Wanda does like make him do it.
Well,
so like
he-
right
His eyes
before,
are red.
before that happens, like his eyes turn red. So you see she
Yeah.
makes him like scream, and so like
Well, it's not that he can't talk. He just doesn't talk because it'll fucking kill everybody.
no, but that's
But
what I was
yeah,
saying,
like when I saw it the first time, I was like, "Bro, you're in the Illuminati. You've probably been doing this for a long time. You
Exactly.
fucking panic and freak out and scream like the one
Exactly.
thing you probably that you specifically should probably never do in a fucking situation like
Yeah.
that."
No, they accounted for
Yeah.
it. They accounted for it.
Fucking Iron Giant dents his brain too. You see like the back part of it just kind of
Dude.
sink in, like
Ooh, it's fucked
ooh,
up, bro.
nasty.
This fulfilled the promise that Disney
Yeah.
tried to make with Moon Knight.
Yeah,
This was the
she
most graphic
fucking
they've ever gotten.
then fucking turns
She fucking Loki Charles Xavier.
Yeah.
She fucking snapped his neck from within his fucking mind.
and straight up turns fucking Mr. Fantastic into Eminem's fucking mom spaghetti.
Dude,
dude.
seriously, and then
I
blows
think-
up his little brain afterwards.
I was gonna say, I think secretly that one is the worst. Like, I like by far. I think
It's painful all the way up into it.
because he gets shredded all
Yeah.
the way, and then the pop at the end is.
But like,
even
what
worse.
if in that universe now, because he's got kids, so that means that Franklin Richards is
evil from that?
is,
He ain't got
is
no
alive.
dad.
Well, he's alive in this universe,
He ain't
and
got
Franklin
no dad.
Richards is the smartest being in the Marvel, like in the Marvel universe, comic wise. Like he's even smarter than Daddy.
Yeah.
and so he gonna be evil
That's one thing.
if they
that-
decide. It's just something they could play around with
Yeah.
if they wanted to, if anything. But
That's one thing that I will say too is like that I have a certain like reservation about, and am a little disappointed. Like it hurts my heart just thinking about it now. It is a shame to me. I don't give a fuck about Black Bolt, to be perfectly honest. I don't care.
No, I feel you. I feel
just
you.
some asshole with a fork on his head.
Yeah.
But it does fucking hurt my heart that we didn't get to see Mr. Fantastic actually fight. It
Yeah.
bugged me, and it kind of does. It
did bug
irked
me
me a
too.
little bit that they treated him as a gag as well. I'm down with him dying, but it would have been cool if the three of them went up against her. Like, just give the shock value of fucking Black Bolt dying like that is enough. They could have even killed Reed the same way, but let him put up a little bit of a fight first.
I thought
That should
initially
have disappointed me.
I thought what was gonna happen, like going in, was like, because obviously I figured Mr. Fantastic was gonna be part of the Illuminati. I just didn't know who, but I thought what was gonna happen when they were gonna fight, and I knew probably all of them were gonna die. I thought he was probably gonna like try to wrap around Wanda or something, and she was just gonna like fucking
Blow him up.
Yeah, straight up like blow him up.
Yeah.
You know, rip fucking, I don't know, like do some shit, but
He only
yeah.
stretches twice. He stretches into the frame, and
Yeah.
then he goes for the arm, but then gets just spaghettied right away. That's
Yeah.
it.
And I mean, but I guess like if you make it like a huge fight scene, that kind of takes away from like the end and stuff like that. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know, man. I mean, Civil War managed to do it.
Yeah, exactly. But then again, it, like I said, it already doesn't feel like a Doctor Strange movie at that point,
Yeah.
and then like
Yeah.
I don't know, but yeah, I wish I would have got to see more Mr. Fantastic fight. It did feel weird that like out of all of them, like Captain Carter was the one that almost
Kicked
lasted
ass
the
most.
longest. Yeah, kicked out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's kind of like, I don't know. Like I love it. I loved it in the initial run, right? Like we're definitely in a new era of Marvel stuff. Like after Endgame, like things have changed, right? Like we've definitely pivoted. And so in the old days when things were more grounded, I did really appreciate the fact that Captain America could basically fight whoever he wanted to because the script intended it. Because you fucking love to see Chris Evans overcome shit as Captain America because it's fucking awesome.
Captain
Yeah.
America.
He's the fucking best.
Yeah,
But
he is.
at this point now, we have gone more cosmic, more magical, more everything. I don't want to see.
Can you
It's
say
okay,
we've gone
it's okay.
Infinity and beyond?
Yeah, fuck yeah, we have. It's okay. Like you can let go of that fucking. The human can still hold a fight, you know. Like, nah, toss her off to the side and let fucking
Yeah.
Mr. Fantastic fight more. Or
We're,
something like
yeah,
that.
we're in a different.
It's
It's a different ball game.
Yeah, for sure. Like the
We're not
power
fighting
levels.
aliens anymore.
No, yeah, like this is multiversal threats and shit, bro. It's intense. Yeah.
It's not one of the big three. What was it? Aliens. Fuck. What was it? It's
aliens, robots, and
wizards.
Wizards.
Yeah.
It's the
Aliens
big.
are-
It's one of the big three that Captain America really can't do anything about. You know, wizards like. What are you gonna do about a
Yeah.
freaking wizard, dude?
Yep.
You can't.
Mages always beat fighters.
You can't. I'm gonna do this all day with the wizard because obviously we saw it. You can't do it all day.
You can't do it all day.
You cannot do it all day.
No.
Yeah, I know.
Can only do it a half day.
That was another painful one too. Yeah. God damn it. That was another pretty painful one too. I would say that's probably the second most heartbreaking.
Yeah.
It's-
All of them. The first time my jaw dropped. on all
Oh,
of them.
100%.
I was
Yeah.
like, oh.
Yeah. Yeah. All 4 of them were in. All 5 of them. I keep forgetting that Charles is
Yeah.
in there too, unfortunately. But yeah.
Why don't you tell him the truth?
That's still the most hype moment of the
Oh,
movie. For
fuck. I know.
Dude, imagine if they would have not put that in the trailer.
Yeah, that would have been cool. It would have been even more hype, I guess. But
I kind of do wish that they swapped out the Charles Xavier like spoiler for the John Krasinski spoiler. I think I would have been more pleased to see Charles Xavier in this universe.
yeah.
Nah, don't do any of them. Just do because they didn't even just spoil Black Bolt.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah, fuck Black Bolt.
Yeah, spoil Black Bolt. Like,
I don't give a fuck about
Fuck
Black Bolt.
Black-
Let me
but
reiterate.
but from the point where it's like, like obviously we want to see mutants and Inhumans. We want to see mutants way more than freaking
Yeah.
Inhumans in the MCU, and we want to see the Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
And it's like no one really gives a shit about the Inhumans, series. They just didn't really do a good job with it.
Yeah.
So it's like just put him in the trailer. Obviously we saw the Captain Carter a little bit, so we were able to see
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
People were speculating for a long time whether Captain Marvel was Captain Marvel or Superior Iron Man. Obviously, we said on the podcast I thought it was going to be Superior Iron Man.
Yeah.
Tom Cruise Iron Man.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be Tom Cruise, Superior Iron Man. That would have been cool. That would have added a scariness factor to the Illuminati if they could have also gone into the
Also have Scientology backing them.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
yeah.
I would have
true.
been. I honestly, that's another thing that I will say is like I would have been more down with Tom Cruise over Captain Marvel, and I would have been down for them to do somebody besides Peggy because I
Yeah.
like.
Namor. Do a Namor.
Yeah.
it makes more sense in what you're trying to future do within the MCU, especially with Black Panther and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
do,
like I think
do
it's a
that.
shame that they relied on 2 characters that we already know, and then on top of that, I don't see either of those people as really fitting in on what the Council of the Illuminati is supposed to be. Like Captain Marvel is just like a big buff badass super cosmic superhero. I don't think she's like probably equipped to make like morally ambiguous decisions. And then same thing goes for Captain Carter. She should definitely not be on that fucking team. Like
Yeah.
the Illuminati is supposed to like make the decision to kill some little kid, like that the fucking
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, like to save the universe and shit like that. Like as fucked up as it is, like that's why they're formed and shit. So a morally 100% good character like a Captain America / Captain Carter, I don't think belongs there either. Like,
No.
Again, I love what they did. Don't get me wrong. Within the context of the movie, I'm fucking down. But I'm nitpicking. Like,
Yeah.
it's just the things I wish they would have done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can wish things, dude.
Yeah.
It's
Exactly.
okay.
Exactly.
But yeah. What else about this movie, dude? The freaking score was
Motherfucker, Danny Elfman,
amazing.
bro.
Beautiful. I know. I don't think he would. Maybe he would. They should just get Danny Elfman to do every single score for the fucking Marvel.
He makes it
movies.
like super horror, when they get all the pianos in there. What is it? All like the diminished kind of chords, a little
Dude,
bit like that.
he
like,
has
That whole
everything.
musical
Like-
battle scene too.
He
yeah.
has that. He has beautiful, wonderful, high, like heroic themes as well. That I think some of them, if you really go back and listen, I won't say are as memorable, but achieve the same effect that Spider-Man themes do, way back from the original trilogy. 'Cause
I will stand firmly. I will fucking die on the sword of that little section of the Professor Xavier with the X-Men, like
Yeah.
the 90s series. Like that is some of the craziest I've ever heard.
yeah, it's
In
amazing.
that little section, because one, the nostalgia,
Yeah.
and two, doing it in a way that where it's like not like too overbearing,
Yeah, because it would be a completely different thing if like the super hardcore '90s synth electric. Yeah. Xavier like comes in and does a spin. He's like, yeah,
Right, what's going on, everybody? This is the Illuminati.
What the fuck is up, Danny?
yeah.
I'm Professor X, and this is the Illuminati. Ah,
Yeah,
fuck.
yeah.
Charles, chill out, man.
Just chill.
He just go to town.
So, yeah, man, they took me away at the end of the animated series. I was like, I'm feeling great.
Yeah.
Feeling better, man.
I'm back, baby. No, yeah, it's beautiful. Just the little horn version of it, and it's a little slower than the usual one, and there's a little bit of a time. It's like
Yeah.
It's so good, dude. It's fucking awesome.
That one every time, like both times, like gets me. Like it just
Same,
like,
bro.
I'm just like,
Yeah, both times that was the most exciting moment for me.
Who did Doctor? Was it Michael Giacchino that did the
Pretty sure,
Doctor
yeah,
Strange, the first one?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Giacchino's also very good.
did a lot of good
Giacchino does all the Spider-Man movies.
Yeah, Giacchino does a lot of good stuff.
and he did freaking.
Oh,
They did
yeah,
Batman,
he did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Giacchino's amazing.
Yeah. He also did the Incredibles.
TH4TV. Yeah, he did.
Did the Incredibles?
Yeah.
Yeah, which is also a dope
Go,
superhero.
dude. Go.
Fuck yeah, dude.
The goat, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, seriously, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
You just need good horns for superhero themes.
Yeah,
Dude.
that's yep.
Another thing too that I loved was, I am pretty sure that I could be wrong here, but I'm pretty sure Danny Elfman is the first composer to put electric guitar in the MCU, and that shit was hard as fuck. Oh no, that's not true. Iron Man 1 did that in the very first one, but
I love
way he uses it
the way
here.
he uses it. It's
scary almost. Like when it comes in, it's like, oh, there's some demonic shit happening,
Yeah.
bro. Like it's fucking cool. It's crazy, dude. Yeah.
like that whole scene when he's struggling with all like those when he's doing the dream walking into
Yeah.
the corpse, and he's kind of like fighting with all the demons inside his head, you know.
Mhm.
And then and then Christine gives him like, "You're a sorcerer. You could do this."
Oh, I know, literally.
It's like, what?
You're the master of the mystic arts. They're spirits. Use them.
Yeah.
And he's just like, his eyes open. Yeah.
He's, ah!
yeah.
Fucking
fuck.
Undertaker.
God damn it, dude. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
But that moment when he opens his eyes and you hear that, like, oh,
Yeah.
that shit gets me.
Yeah,
And then
very
I love
cool.
the little when he's fighting it's not Supreme Strange, but it's like the one that got
I've heard
corrupted by the dark hold.
I've seen him on the internet called Sinister Strange.
Yes, I like that.
I like
Sinister
that too.
Strange.
Sinister Strange is
I like
dope.
that.
Sinister
Yeah.
Strange.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I
it's
like
good.
that. But yeah, when he's fighting him and they're doing like the whole music note battle, I love
Fuck
that.
yeah,
That was
dude.
awesome.
Super unique,
When
super
it
good.
first started, I was like, okay, this can either be really good or super cheesy.
Yeah.
It's not.
I think it's
there's-
really good.
No, yeah, there's no middle ground with that. You know, it's either super good, super cheesy. It was super great.
It was super good.
And I love seeing even the second time, like you see when our Doctor Strange starts the battle, when he takes the music notes off of the page, you see like the corners of them like sharpen. Like I noticed that the
Yeah,
second time you see him sharpen before he like throws them at
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
And it's crazy seeing the Sinister Strange kind of like be super nonchalant about it and like, oh, this is kind of like easy when our Strange is kind of like struggling because you see,
Yeah.
you know, obviously the power with a dark hold. You see you see the dark dimension power, right? Because
Yeah.
in the MCU, the purple like lightning and all that magic is associated with the dark dimension and
Yeah.
shit like that. So you see that with the Sinister Strange, and you see how he's kind of like super easily able to deflect all the stuff that our Doctor Strange is able to do, and you know up until that last point. But that was a good ass fight.
I liked too that like each Strange had a different color and kind of a different basis. Like I think the Defender Strange was very much like an ice.
Yeah.
Like base kind of shit, you know? His shit was blue, and like most of the spells he was throwing out were a little like ice casting shit. So that
Yeah,
was like a
that was
cool
interesting
little,
too,
yeah,
yep.
that was a cool little detail as well. I think.
I love that too.
Fuck yeah.
Good shit, dude.
Good, super good shit. That movie.
But yeah, that was one of the more unique fights I've seen in
For
a while.
sure, the movie
in-
one.
in-
I mean, the
in
music
MCU
one.
shit.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
definitely goes up
Fucking
there. I think.
Beholder, basically, in fucking the beginning right there. When
Yeah.
America Chavez comes over and the
I
big
like
fucking-
I like that intro sequence. I think it's like maybe the most bland though, or the most like MCU centric.
Yeah.
You know, like that one I could see being in another movie.
Yeah, definitely. Well, it's definitely like, it's like what's what I'm looking for? It's just like fantasy. So like, it seems like something you could see in like anything. To be honest, it looks like it could be in Lord of the Rings or Marvel or fucking Lovecraft Country or something
Yeah.
like that. Like,
Oh, I missed that show.
do you
good
though?
show.
Because like I tried to watch it again.
Oh yeah, is it hard to get through?
Yeah.
I'm sure it is hard to get through a second time. I would
It's
not
a deep
want to
show.
rewatch it.
There's
yeah.
a lot to go with it.
I would not want to rewatch it. I'm down to check out season 2, but I don't think I can rewatch that one. That
There's-
one is heavy.
There's a lot of depth to that show, especially what they're trying to do with like turning what the original like Lovecraft Country like book was like a super racist type shit, and like kind of flipping that.
Yeah.
Everything.
Fuck,
with
there's a
Lovecraft
super
is-
interesting podcast on it. I forgot the name of it. But they did like there's a genre name for like when you take works like that, like racist works, like old racist novels and stuff like that, and you rework them into newer, like one to like just to basically like flip them.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
So
Cool.
fuck, I forgot what the genre is, but super interesting. I forgot what that podcast name is, but god
shit.
damn it.
Some good shit.
But
yeah,
Doctor Strange, shit
Fucking
was
Doctor-
fire.
yeah. I was all into all the fucking. The movie was fucking metal. So
Fuck
like
yeah,
it
it
just
was.
like
Fuck yeah,
all
it
of it,
was.
I was there for. Like just reading the book, The Darkhold, the fucking housing of the souls of the damned.
Yeah,
like
it's awesome.
to do some fucking
Souls
cool.
of the Damned.
Yeah, I fucking
Fuck
love
yeah.
that shit, dude. Anything that sounds fucking like it could be like at the intro of like a Rob Zombie song.
Yeah, yeah,
I fucking dig shit like that. Like,
yeah, dude,
fuck.
it is awesome.
Super D&D, bro.
I loved him using all the spirits to make his cape when he was the undead. Doctor
Yes,
Strange.
fuck. It's so
dude.
fucking
Epic.
ooh, bro.
All the hands being like the kind of like the freaking
Yeah, his
collar and shit like
there
that.
you go, yeah.
Oh, that was awesome. I will say, I did not like how undead Doctor Strange looked. Like when they did like up close shit, it looked pretty.
He looked pretty too fucking Aaron Eckhart fucking Two-Face.
Two-Face.
Yeah.
He looked. Have you seen fucking Hocus Pocus, the Halloween
No.
movie?
Oh,
No,
actually, yeah.
I know
kinda do
what it
recognize
is,
that.
but I haven't seen it now.
Look it up and look up because there's a homie that comes back to life like from the
And it
dead.
looks like that.
Looks exactly like it.
Yeah.
I swear. Like it looks like for Hocus Pocus, how old that movie is. That it looks good for that,
But not for this.
Not for this. Like the like
I think
when he's talking to America, like
Yeah.
that shit was taking me out of that whole
Yeah.
scene. Like it was a super good emotional scene. The voice was kind of taking me out.
I was gonna say, I think part of it for me, because I can agree with you, and I think part of it for me is that like, I think Benedict Cumberbatch likes to,
Oh, there was like I don't know what happened, but the
An
smoke
O.
made like a O, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh, I hope that got on the camera.
fucking Benedict Cumberbatch, I think sometimes goes a little bit heavy duty. Like one example of it is when he played Smaug, right? Like, there's no reason. I'm sorry, Benedict Cumberbatch. I fucking love you, and you're a great actor. You're fantastic. But there's no reason for him to get down on all fours in a CGI suit and crawl around a fucking green screen thing to do that shit, bro. Like, there's not. Like, and so same thing. He's kind of doing his. You need to tell them about the thing, like
Yeah.
twitching and shit.
Go
you know?
ahead, Hobbit.
Yeah.
And that
I'm
okay, and that's why it felt like Hocus
Yeah.
Pocus to me too, because like that dude in Hocus Pocus kind of like has that sort of like talks like that with like a weird sort of like
It's like
not
it's-
like that, but he has sort of like an eccentric
Yeah.
movement like about him, you know. Where, yeah, that was kind of taking out the just the face was taking
Yeah.
out because you could kind of like see the makeup where it kind of like looked kind of like
Cakey.
weird, yeah, around his like eye, and
Yeah.
I was like, that doesn't.
They
Yeah.
were trying to do like the whole like this corpse is completely dead, so every like movement that
It's
this body's gonna
deteriorating.
make has to be like thought of by
Snapping
Doctor
and
Strange.
cracking it,
But it
yeah.
just looked like he was breakdancing at a certain point. He was
Yeah,
fucking popping and
totally.
locking out there while he was talking to
yeah,
Wanda.
yeah.
Yeah, check this shit, bro.
Yeah, that's
oh,
awesome.
what? You're gonna blast something at me? Nope, Michael Jackson.
Yeah. God damn it.
Oh shit.
He just starts doing Thriller.
Yeah.
Full on, and
That's what I thought was gonna fucking happen. when he was
Dodging
like,
shit.
Yeah.
He's
Cause it's a
all. He fucking goes past him and shit.
oh shit.
God damn.
damn it.
I love that Wong didn't die. I told you before.
Bro.
I knew he. I could tell you. I was like, not that I like
did
saw
know.
it on any leak or anything like that, but I just had a feeling. I was like, no way, Wong dies.
Yeah.
No,
He's
Well,
just such
no,
a beloved character.
I thought he
like-
was gonna die.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because he asked me before. He's like, do you think Wong's gonna die? And I straight up told him I was like, nope.
all of the action was fucking sick in this movie.
Fuck
Wong
yeah,
was
he was.
bad fucking ass.
Yeah, he was.
Fighting those fucking Scarlet Witch Balrog fucking soldiers, dude. He's all fucking hanging down there. I said it audibly to Seth sitting next to me. I'm like, and what does he say? He's all fucking, come on! I was a little
dude,
loud.
fuck yeah.
Sorry, headphone users.
That's
But I
all
was
good.
like, come on!
Yeah,
I mean, he
dude.
fucking going at it, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
Shit
fuck.
was badass, dude.
Yeah.
I loved it. Yeah.
I loved when they're fighting Gargantos. That's what the fucking tentacle guy.
Yeah.
And he
okay.
fucking does like the flip over it. Then shoots
Throws
his
the
little
sword,
fucking, yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude.
He's so I can't remember what.
What
the
is that?
name
What is it called? It's like the chain with the stick on the
Yeah,
end.
it's from that fucking
Bro,
movie. I remember.
It's
calling it.
fucking Shug Smacks, bro. With the fucking chain of my Gripply Warrior.
Oh yeah, yeah,
With the
yeah,
fucking-
yeah.
It's just like a chain with like a little fucking
Yeah.
dagger at the end of it.
Yep.
He's just got like the magic equivalent of it.
He's got the freaking scorpion shit going.
Get
over here.
It's basically what he was trying to do, but then he was just like, Gargantos is like, you're trying to impale me with a toothpick.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah.
That's what you're trying to do. Then
That's
he pulled
like
out his
a-
fucking
Baller
sword.
move though.
So that like octopus guy or whatever is like a famous Doctor Strange villain. I think.
Shumagorath, right?
Shumagorath.
Yeah.
I
But
saw
they
that.
don't have the name. They
Yeah.
couldn't get the name. So
What?
that's why.
Sony fucking owns it, or
Somebody
what?
No,
does.
It's some weird company
Yeah.
that starts with the H. I forgot what it is, but some random like company like owns the name to Shumagorath.
Yeah.
Yeah, but back when Marvel was struggling, they probably sold a lot of
Oh,
their
yeah.
stuff off.
They did. That's
They
why
sold
he's
a lot of it.
Gargantos.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fine. I don't need it to
It's
be.
him though. It's,
Yeah,
it's Shumagorath.
It's Shumagorath.
cool. Yeah, sick.
I like how Strange fucking impales him with the freaking.
Dude, that shit was hardcore. When I saw that,
fucking in that what was it? The old Tony Hawk games used to have the fucking eyeball on the
Yeah,
on the,
yeah,
on
Never
the spear.
Soft.
Yeah.
Never soft.
Yeah.
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 yeah. So when this movie was like first announced and everything, and like I started doing a dive into like, okay, what comic book stories might they pull from for it and stuff.
Yeah.
I like came across the like thing that I heard they were supposed to replicate the most, which is that there is some kind of multiversal threat. I can't remember what it is, and Doctor Strange is traveling across them, putting together different versions of the Avengers that keep getting fucking killed, like all crazies, like comic book style or whatever. Same way that we saw. So going into the movie, I did kind of expect them to kill some people. I didn't know how far they were gonna go, but when that eye popped out at the beginning, I was like, "Oh fuck, they're gonna massacre these fools." I was like, "Yeah."
The movie did a
As a
good job
gang.
of setting the tone of like, okay, this is what's gonna happen. Especially in
Yeah.
the beginning with the Defender Strange getting
Yep.
killed. Basically, you're like,
Yep.
okay, cool. All right, people are gonna die, and
Yep.
like they're not hiding it. They're not.
Exactly.
Yeah. Even with him like getting hit like in the freaking like leg, like getting
Yeah, it's
impaled like
intense,
that,
yeah.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
like okay, this shit's going down.
Yeah.
And then with him trying to
They're
freaking
vulnerable in this
him
one.
trying to take her power, and she's like, "You're gonna kill me!" Like if this should happen,
Yeah.
you're like, "Okay, the stakes in this movie are
intense.
are really high for
Yeah.
as campy and as contained as it is, which
Yeah.
isn't bad. Like the stakes are really high.
Really high.
It's good when you can give the super high stakes in a movie that is pretty self-contained. As much as like the Multiverse of Madness, like it is
Yeah.
pretty like a contained
Story.
movie. Yeah,
for
contained
sure.
story.
I appreciate it. He did a really good job. He opened this gigantic book, took us on the
Mm-hmm.
ride, and then closed it for
Yeah.
sure. Like we can obviously have more adventures in the multiverse for sure, but it's not like they did the regular Marvel thing of like you'll find out how this ended next time or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, on that sense too, like I appreciate that they did that with Wanda as well. I
Yeah.
really like
Well,
that scene.
yeah.
I was sitting there watching it, and I was sitting next to my pops, and she is walking, and she's like, "Oh, well, why don't you bring America here?" And he's like, "He didn't tell her his name," or like he didn't tell her name
Yeah.
or whatever. And then
Dude,
right
that
after
scene,
they
fuck.
stop, and she says that shit, and I was like. And then
Yeah.
when she turns everything, bro, I was
yeah.
like,
Dude.
that was
Yeah.
fucking badass. Like
Yeah,
that
I didn't
was
notice
fucking
that.
That's
dope.
some good shit. No, yeah.
I didn't
Yeah.
notice that the first time, and then when that, but the first time I felt something was off about it,
Yeah.
right? Like you're just like, this is kind of interesting. This is kind of weird. Like
There's
that
a
this
clear
is all,
shift.
Yeah.
As soon as it's like a testament to Elizabeth Olsen. She's a great actor, even in these like again kind of campy, not always taken super serious Marvel movies. It's like you really do. She seems calm, collected, and warm and charming, all the way up until when she asks about her. Like you feel it in her. Like she just slips up just
Yeah.
enough to
Yeah.
like you feel the cold of like bring her to me.
Yeah.
Like she's so good, dude. She's scary in this shit. She's awesome.
She's a great fucking villain. I want to see Elizabeth Olsen in more like
Villain roles.
like horror, like witchcraft stuff.
Yeah,
I
dude.
hope that that's where. Well, I think that's where Marvel is going, but like I hope they can continue going with that because obviously this movie is gonna be successful. I think it's already made like 36 million, like opening, like that's pretty fucking nuts.
Yeah, I think I saw that on IMDb. The opening on Thursday night, it
Yeah.
was like 36 million.
So,
I think this one.
and then with Moon Knight too being successful to tie back in with
Yeah.
the early.
I wonder how that transitions in, like because that's part of the Disney Plus subscription
Yeah.
side of that. So like equivalent to like how many? I guess it's just like how many views it got on opening
Yeah.
night, like how many people jumped on. I will say it's not like WandaVision where like remember we were having to wait like 10 minutes sometimes after midnight
Yeah.
because it
Disney
kept
Plus
crashing.
was also fresh though too.
That's true. It
Yeah.
was very fresh.
I
but-
think one thing that I could see happening here is that this movie, I think, does kind of possibly lose out on the child's ticket sales.
Yeah,
because
100%.
Yeah,
that's a big
also-
chunk of probably where they get their cash flow from,
Yeah.
And so it's a little bit intense for littler kids.
I hear it more often. I work because I don't work at a cool hit place like you guys do. Really, like a lot of the people I work with are older, or the older demographic. And I more and more commonly, I just like anytime something comes up and there's somebody I will talk to about like that, they'll be like, "Oh, you're talking about like superheroes and stuff like that." A lot of people who are not like they said, like it's just a cult thing. Like if you're not on it, like people aren't coming to see these movies anymore, like because like it doesn't make sense to them. Like if you're not like down to watch all fucking and I understand 26 movies, you're gonna be confused, and so like people have
hard to jump on.
People have kind of dropped off. Like I don't care, it's a Marvel movie, I'm gonna go see it anyways.
sure.
Like there's that.
Yeah.
You do lose that on the kid rating and stuff like that.
This
And
one,
yeah.
It's like
So-
trying to jump on a freaking train that's moving at this point.
Yeah,
like,
dude.
you know?
Yeah, we're
Only in Grand
really
Theft Auto.
far along. Yeah, yeah, we're super far along at this point.
But yeah, but also what was interesting, what I thought was fun, I think since the first time since Infinity War we haven't gotten one since Infinity War, but like so and so will return, Doctor Strange will return, like that's what comes up at the end.
Yep.
Like I think the last one we got was Thanos will return.
There was no. I think we
Wasn't
got
there
one for
another one?
Spider-Man. I thought it was on the other Spider-Man.
I don't think there's one for Spider-Man.
Then maybe it's Eternals. We got one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was the Eternals. The Eternals will
Eternals
return.
will return,
Will
yeah.
return.
That's
But yeah,
true, yeah.
like so the Doctor Strange story, whatever's going on, is definitely not over.
But I
Because
think
the next thing that they're going to work up to will probably have the Eternals involved.
Well,
to
they're
be
starting
honest.
the incursion.
Yeah,
Well,
with Harry Styles.
But I think with that post credit scene or the mid credit
Mid-credits,
scene does a good job at also setting up what's going to happen, because with Secret Wars is basically what they're leading up to. If no one knows what Secret Wars, definitely look that up. Like there's definitely a lot of breakdowns and reviews on it, or just like little summaries on it on YouTube. So definitely look those up and research it, because it's a really crazy story. And
That's
it's
a great one.
And it's fairly I would say fairly recent, especially
read the 2010
Yeah.
one. No,
Yeah.
don't. I mean, you can obviously read whatever the hell you
Well,
want to
the
read.
old
Yeah.
one is just different. It's
Yeah, the
not
old one's way
multiversal.
different.
The
They're pulling
2010
more
one
from
is-
Yeah,
the new one,
Yeah.
the newest one.
Yeah.
And there's a bunch of tie-ins too that.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we have Spider-Man doing solo stuff now in the universe, and we now have, I mean, if you watch at the end of that movie, and if you went and saw fucking Venom, Let There Be Carnage, we have the symbiote in the universe without
Oh,
Venom,
yeah.
and the Secret Wars is the first time that we get the black suit.
Yeah, so maybe they'll pull a little
could
bit from
do
the
it.
old one and do that in there.
Yeah.
But like with the mid-credit scene with Clea, the character showing up, that's pretty nuts, because
Charlize Theron.
yeah,
joining the
her
MCU.
and Doctor Strange in the comics, like she's like a love interest for him. She ends up becoming like the Sorceress Supreme of the
Yeah.
Dark Dimension, and she's actually Dormammu's niece. So that
dimension she opened up did look
It
a
was the
lot.
yeah, it was a Dark
It was-
Dimension.
okay.
I think
100%,
confirmed it was Dark
100%,
Dimension.
for sure.
Dark Dimension.
Yeah,
yeah.
100%.
But there's there's Secret Wars, and then there's there's another story like leading up to it. I forgot what it's fucking called. God damn it! But it's basically Doctor Strange, and I think it ties into what you were talking about earlier, like traveling like the multiverse with her and trying to stop like incursions and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I think that's if we get like a Doctor Strange 3 before like
Yeah.
Secret Wars happens, which I think is like a smart thing to do.
Yeah. That's what
Especially
we
since
get.
that's a lead up story. Like I think that's probably where they'll go, and I think that's definitely like where they're headed.
Headed,
So
yeah.
that'll be some pretty gnarly shit, because we'll see probably some different multiversal obviously some multiverse Avengers
Yeah, that would be
team-ups.
cool. That'd be super fun. I'd be very much down for that for sure.
Yeah, they're definitely building towards a lot of stuff. They have their whole like the whole like Dark Avengers team that they're trying to build up too.
Yeah,
like,
what's we got
U.S.
soldier
agent,
or US agent,
U.S.
yeah.
agent,
US soldier.
Yelena Belova, Black Widow.
Uh-huh.
I think that maybe it's only 2 people.
I can't take U.S. agency.
No, Baron Zemo.
Oh, and Baron Zemo. You don't
he's
like
a
White
fucking
Russell?
serious, dude.
Bro,
It's fucking Zook from fucking 22 Jump
Not
Street or
the
whatever.
actor, but I think just like the suit and just like what was going down like in the. I mean, I wasn't particularly fond of like the Falcon and Winter Soldier
Seriously?
Oh yeah,
so,
we talked
like,
about that last time.
Yeah, but
I'm still a sucker for that one.
I am too. I
but
like
just
it.
like I don't know, like the suit, his like suit, like didn't sell. It looked kind of like gimmicky, I obviously that's
It
the
is.
point.
It's
'cause he's,
supposed
like,
to be
it's
super
supposed to be
commercial
gimmicky.
and like
but that's why I can't take him serious,
Yeah.
because he's just
Yeah,
like
for sure.
obviously
he's
a
hella
dude.
dorky.
He's
too.
dorky. he's just like super over the top, like emotional with all the shit that goes down, and then he's got a shield that fucking dents.
I think that like
his Home Depot montage
Yeah.
shield.
His shield
that he
got
built.
dents in it, bro.
I think okay, I agree with you on all those points, but I think that they kind of have the potential to do a good darker series with the Thunderbolts, and they could make him the loose cannon comedic relief kind of like over the top character.
I can see that 100%.
So I'm down
100%.
for it. I'm down for it. I think
like
it'd be
that.
really funny. It could potentially be very heartwarming. I think with that show, they could lean into the realm of like Suicide Squad, and it wouldn't do them any harm at all.
Him and fucking Florence Pugh's fucking Yelena, that'd be funny to see.
Hell yeah,
together.
dude.
Those
They'd be
two like
for
very
sure.
opposite.
Yeah.
fucking
For
characters.
sure.
Obviously, one's Russian, one's fucking
American.
American.
One's really American.
Exactly.
Yeah, one's really American. One's pretty
really
Russian.
Russian.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
for sure.
Russian.
I can see that. If he's playing the role, I'm super fucking down for
Yeah,
it.
hell yeah.
I'm super down for
Yeah.
it.
But yeah, there's so much stuff. The MCU is branching off into so many different things. We got
So many corners.
this going on here and that and this. It's just amazing.
I need
I
a
love
Loki
it.
season 2, bro.
Yeah.
Loki
yeah.
season 2,
100%.
Yeah.
I need more Owen Wilson in the
Ooh,
MCU
Kang the
in my
Conqueror,
life,
bro.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Jonathan
Fuck
Majors.
Yeah, well, we're gonna get him whenever. I'm not too sure when
Quantumania
Ant-Man.
got moved.
Quantumania?
Have him in it.
Quantumania got moved ahead, I think.
When is that supposed to come out?
I don't know. Probably
2023.
maybe 2024.
Beginning of 2023.
Yeah,
I think
is it
actually
20
because
oh, actually, yeah.
Is it
'cause
a
that's
show
that-
or is it a movie?
No, it's a movie. It's
Okay,
that
then.
one. Quantumania got moved ahead of Guardians Volume 3.
Ooh, they've been having
Okay.
problems with Guardians.
Yeah,
That
it's
just
been
I
good.
just saw that finish shooting.
Okay, there
Did
you
it
go.
finish shooting?
Mm-hmm.
Finally.
So
There you
I'm
go.
pretty sure James Gunn posted that they finished.
Well, I
shooting,
mean,
so-
they got a lot of work. I mean, the Guardians are at least going to be in Thor: Love and Thunder to some degree. So
Oh no, they're they're
So
putting
like
a
they
good
got a
show.
lot going on. So
Yeah, I think that they're gonna definitely end the team as we know it for sure.
yeah, they've already
Yeah.
been. It's been speculated for a while that the Rocket story is getting ready to wrap up too.
Yeah.
Probably.
I saw
I
cool.
love Rocket. I need
I
a
do
Rocket
too.
series,
Yeah.
bro. Rocket and Groot, bro. Give me a Rocket and Groot
That would
series.
be cool. Them like meeting and shit would be dope.
But
I saw a cool set photo of him Chris Pratt in an original Guardian suit.
Yeah.
And he
Yeah,
looked
I saw that.
fucking dope.
It looks
I was
awesome,
hella
dude.
down with it. I hope he has the. Oops. I hope he has the. Yes, yes.
trying to rock you to the
yeah.
mic right now. Hey, Groot.
Hey, take it easy.
Fucking- I hope that I remember what I was gonna say a second ago. Fuck, I can't remember. I lost it.
Oh, you're saying
I hope
set
that he has
pictures.
the mask.
Oh,
I
the
hope
mask.
that he has the old school mask too, like the kind of more like streamlined one.
It looks like a World War II fucking like.
Wait,
like
who?
kind of helmet.
The helmet.
Star-Lord.
Star-Lord.
Okay.
Star-Lord's old helmet.
Okay, yeah.
with like the big eyes and like kind of I don't know. It's
Yeah.
more
Because
yeah.
it looks sick in fucking Marvel's The
covers
Guardians
his
of the
whole
Galaxy
head,
video
too.
game.
Yeah, bro. Have you if you need another game to play, you should check that one.
It's a real quick play. You can play through it in like a weekend if you really
Fuck
wanted
Okay.
to.
It's
Like,
fire though, dude.
yeah.
It's hella good. I
fucking
would say that
sick.
it's on par with. It's not as good, but in terms of like the levels that it achieves, it's like a Spider-Man PS4.
Yeah, definitely.
Like it's just as good, but for Guardians, bro.
Okay.
It's fucking dope.
I
yeah.
can get down with that.
yeah, it's
The
good
main
shit.
thing, like that's the coolest gimmick about it, is that like, you know how in any video game, like in Spider-Man, you have it like you have your suit powers, like you click the sticks together, and then like shit like gets stronger, like you get more powerful.
Yeah.
So the whole time you only play as Peter, but you can command all the Guardians. Like you hold down a trigger and then you press a button and tell them to do shit or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And so when you trigger your superpowers, it's called like a huddle, and they all come in, and
Yes.
regardless of what choice you make, like the cool thing still plays out. But basically, you have a choice, and one of them will make them be like, "You're a fucking idiot," and one of them will make them be like, "All right, that's a pretty good speech." And if you do it right, you get like a buff, right?
Uh-huh.
But regardless, he fucking whips out the fucking Walkman and presses play, and there's a whole playlist of badass songs.
It,
and
like-
it'll
Oh, yeah.
fucking play while you go.
It brings
ham on shit.
everybody's health up and everybody's power ups are immediately available
Yeah.
if you
Oh,
do it successfully.
They have fucking
But
wake
if-
me up before you go. They have
Dude, there's a
holding
bunch
out
of
for a
them.
hero.
Bonnie Tyler's fucking holding out for a
Bro,
hero.
there's hella good songs.
But regardless of what you do, you get the
You get
power
the
up.
buff.
That's
That's what it
the
is.
Star Lord gets the power up. It's
Yeah.
just you still have to like wait for the other people's stuff to recharge.
But it's pretty.
That game
dope.
is awesome.
They do a surprisingly good job at like I would say kind of like what Doc Strange does, in that like they open up a pretty hefty book. You get like a good chunk of some cosmic Marvel stuff,
Uh-huh.
and then they wrap it up pretty well too. Like
Nice.
it opens and it starts. It's dope.
Yeah.
It's fucking
Hell yeah.
badass.
I can see them making a second one of those games for
I hope
sure.
so. I'm down for that.
But yeah, Doctor Strange.
Fucking Doctor Strange.
Shit was fire.
That shit was good, man.
Dude. So fucking good.
Yeah, I hope with all the, I would say they dropped Incursion so many times, so they have to be leading up to Secret Wars.
Yeah, there's no way.
So,
I don't.
me, like, right away, like, I knew, like, as soon as the first time they said Incursion, I was like,
yep. Secret War. Get me a Campari on the rocks.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anything else you guys got on Doctor Strange?
It's fucking awesome.
It was good.
I give it an 8 out of 10. Personally.
I'll do like, I'll do like 7.8.
7.8.
Yeah.
What do you give it?
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up. No, it's, you know what? Like, okay, so like not knocking, because like
we're not movie reviewers,
I'm very much fucking Jason Lee's character in fucking the new Jay and Silent Bob, where they're like talking shit about movies, and they're like, and those god awful Marvel movies that they just pump out, and he's like, hey man, those movies are a triumph to cinema. Like he gets all like in their face. Like I'm definitely not like that about it, but like at this point, like a Marvel movie like is a Marvel movie to me. Like
100%. I agree. I love them.
To me right now, they can do no wrong. Like
yeah.
I trust them, so like it's a Marvel movie. I'd probably give it like a 7 out of 10 as well. I don't know. I'm gonna go see it again probably later tonight after this. So maybe I have a better understanding of like where I think it fits.
I think upon a second viewing, you kind of like, I don't know that you like pick up too much.
On a scale of fucking Winter Soldier to fucking Endgame, it's definitely.
Yeah. What is real quick before we?
Whoa, that's a great wait.
So like, okay, so the reason that I say that is because me and him do this all the time, but it's like Endgame is a very cosmic, eccentric, like just in your face, beautiful masterpiece of a Marvel like cinematic universe.
It's like awesome in the true sense. It's
but
like
Captain America: The Winter Soldier is one of the fucking greatest Marvel movies of all goddamn time, and it's so grounded. It's so fucking spy espionage. Just doesn't need a whole lot of pizzazz. It's just Captain America. Just
Okay, yeah. That's what I was wondering. I was like, okay, that's if I thought you were saying like. I thought you were saying Winter Soldier is like the worst, and like I was like, whoa, that's a crazy skin. That's a crazy
Captain America. They're Marvel like top tier movies on very different levels, and so Doctor Strange is more on the like the end game side of it. So like
I would say for as much as Multiverse of Madness as it is, I would say it's fairly grounded.
Yeah,
it's not like I feel like it doesn't hinder on the multiverse stuff too crazy, you know. It's not like, you know, like the Illuminati's taken out fairly quick. A lot of the fighting and stuff that happen is fairly within like the strange, like the main 616 universe.
I think I think what it is that they don't use the multiverse as just like a show trick, like a party trick. Like it's definitely used to help the story along, you know. Like it's not just like a I don't know. Like it's not just a party trick. It's woven into the story. Like same thing that they pulled off with No Way Home, I think too. Like it's and they're doing a good job of making the big event thing actually have meaning.
Yes.
Instead of just being good shit.
Good stuff. I really fucking
favorite Marvel movie, least favorite Marvel movie.
Favorite Marvel movie would probably have to be. I would say Winter Soldier. Winter Soldier is probably my favorite Marvel movie.
Okay.
Least favorite Marvel movie? Fuck, man. I would say probably like maybe like the second Thor. Like that one wasn't like too. Thor: The Dark World wasn't like too crazy for me.
Are we including the Ed Norton Hulk movie in this?
Sure.
Okay, so that one's the worst one.
Yeah, I guess.
But also, it's Dark World.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think honestly,
it's Dark World. Is the worst.
Ed Norton Hulk is a more watchable movie than Thor: The Dark World is. Dark World's just kind of boring, dude.
Yeah, I will go 100%.
Suck a hunk of chunk of Ed Norton, dude. I don't give a fuck about that.
I will 100% go back more to the Ed Norton Hulks than Thor: The Dark. I'm pretty sure I've seen Thor: The Dark World maybe like 2 times, and like that's about it.
I think
honestly, like even like those first 2 Thors, like I'm not really too crazy about. The first one's not too nuts, you know. It's a weird, like some weird shit. Yeah, it's good. It's I don't know, just some weird. Maybe I gotta go back and watch it. Some weird shit that goes on. I think
it's good. I think the first movie in retrospect is good because I think Thor was the first one to just be like, nah, fuck you, I'm Thor. I don't give a shit. Like, Iron Man and Captain America. Well, Captain America I think came out afterwards, but
Yeah.
Iron Man and Iron Man 2 plus the Incredible Hulk tried very hard to like keep things grounded and do things like the Ultimate Universe kind of or whatever. And Thor was like a big Shakespearean style like drama of the gods.
Doth mother know you weareth her drapes?
Yeah. Yeah, and I think like in retrospect it's cool, man. Like the one scene that always comes to mind for that movie is like when Thor's on top of the roof with Jane, and he's like explaining the 9 realms for the first time. And like,
I fucking love that scene.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, man. Like that's you get. It's
what a
like
smooth motherfucker.
Smooth motherfucker, and it's the
But
initial hints at like the grand universe that we are getting to experience.
That's
now.
true.
So
Yeah,
it's cool
they
to
say
see
it all the
those-
time now too. But like he says it right then and there, like what you guys call science is just magic to us, and they say it all the time. Like never believe in fucking sad souls.
Never believe in sad souls.
God damn it. Yeah, dude.
So your favorite Marvel movie, and you said your least favorite's The Dark World?
I think Dark World as well, because I think that's like the most boring. I think it's the least watchable. Tom Hiddleston kills it for sure in that movie. I think that my favorite Marvel movie, as cheap as it sounds, is Endgame. Because like
Captain America.
I don't think as much as I'm looking forward to Secret Wars, nothing I don't think ever is gonna fucking touch that movie, bro.
Yeah.
And the experience that movie had of like building 10 fucking years of movies
that everybody watched.
finally fucking paying off and them doing the craziest shit.
I think that's what it is. It's like
any sentence that you say from that movie sounds fucking wild. Like it's ridiculous. Like, you know what I mean?
Endgame
it's
is
so good.
Endgame was the point where people like if you weren't all in, like if you weren't like all about it, you dropped off and you stopped watching it, but you watched all the way up in there because that's like not to not a movie critic fucking here. Not my opinion is like no stature whatsoever, but that will be a fucking like say like cinematic like
milestone for sure.
milestone. Yeah, exactly, forever.
Sure.
Like
nobody else has ever pulled that off.
yeah. Titanic sinking, Cap lifting Mjolnir. Like iconic moments in cinema history that'll probably never live get lived down.
It's like,
I believe that.
It's I think it is. Say what you want about the formula of the Marvel movies. It definitely does exist. I'm not saying it's not even a problem at times. But the MCU as a whole, from Iron Man 2 Endgame, is a fucking masterstroke, bro. It's insane. Like, the amount of shit it took to pull all that off, and the amount of, like... There are bad movies that exist. Mm-hmm. But of 22, the majority of them are good. And that's crazy.
Yeah.
That you make that many movies, and that many of them are good. Like, that's crazy. Yeah.
What are the bad Marvel movies? I know what they like. Not like I know what they are, but like for me, like I know definitively which ones they are.
Say Thor: The Dark World.
Yes.
Iron Man 3. I could probably do without.
I like Iron Man 3 a lot.
I think it's cool, but like
I could do without
I
Iron
could
Man
do
2 more than I could do without Iron Man 3. I think
Elon
Iron Man
Musk.
2 is kind of boring.
Okay, I see that.
I could do without Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel is definitely the other one.
Yeah, I'm not big on Captain Marvel.
I don't hate it, but it's just not my favorite.
Yeah.
I'm not big on Brie Larson.
How you feel about how you feel about Eternals?
Not my favorite either.
I wouldn't say that I could do without it because I think it is. Like,
I think
visually it's one of the best.
Yeah,
Story wise, I
boring.
I think we'll come to love it more, especially with the stuff coming. But as of now,
boring.
Boring. Black Widow.
Yeah, it's cool. They could have skipped that one.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah. If it would have come out before she died, then I think it could have been a lot better.
But they fucked
There's
up.
just no stakes in that movie because you just know like
She's fine.
she's fine, but she's not fine.
Yeah. It's kind of lame.
Yeah. So my worst and favorite. I didn't really say my worst actually. I think it's Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel. Yeah, I can't argue with
she
that.
suffers from the Thor problem that happens in the first one, but also like yeah. Fuck. Yeah, she I'm too high for TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's very bland. She comes in every fucking she's got no character development. She just comes in and smirks real quick and says a terrible quippy line and then gets a new haircut.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope they flesh her out more and make her character more interesting. But as of now, fuck that movie.
Kind of boring. Yeah.
And my favorite movie, to be honest, I probably won't. If I can't say Endgame, just for
You can.
I'm not going to. It's a tie. It's a tie between Winter Soldier and Ragnarok.
Oh, Ragnarok!
I really love Ragnarok.
Yeah, good. Before Endgame came out, Ragnarok was at the top.
There's a lot going on there, like with the fact that like they turned Thor, one of the more boring characters in the Marvel that had a problem with that, into one of the most colorful, loving, like
probably the best,
fucking
Thor's the best.
All the way down to like Taika directing that, introducing a whole beautiful, colorful, cosmic world that capitalized and very like much complements what Guardians did for the cosmic section of our movie
I was
universe.
telling him on the way home today, and like the homies in the car when we were driving, is I think Ragnarok was the jumping off point for like the color and
100%.
the like not giving a shit about being like these are comic book movies and this is what this shit looks like.
Yes,
like
and then putting Led Zeppelin's "Immigrant Song" in there twice at the best spot. Oh my god, we were there together in the movie theater. Like it was that I could not. I shitted and I farted and I peed and I cummed all at once.
I shitted and I farted and I peed. That's my favorite. Visually too, that's one of the best movies too.
Yes, all that 100%. Stuff with Surtur and the the dragon right there that comes in, like all of it. Yeah, it's great.
I love again, like I'm a sucker for the formula, very obviously, but like I kind of love the whole like sequel reintroduction to a character because it's usually like the hero just like coming in and beating some ass on somebody really quick, and just kind of like handling business because they're like, yeah, I'm good at my fucking job right now. The problem hasn't started yet. It's always great. Yes. I love it.
Cool. And since so we got our Marvel movies. So since we have Moon Knight out, before we get out of here, where would you rank all the MCU Disney Plus shows?
Only the Disney Plus shows?
Yes.
Okay.
We'll leave Daredevil out of this.
Yeah, that doesn't count. That would automatically take the cake.
Yeah.
Loki's definitely my number one. Then I would go after Loki. I'm not gonna lie, upon watching it recently, and especially with Doctor Strange out now, WandaVision is a close second. I think that it does a lot better than what I think happens is it's like the first 3 episodes rely very heavily on the gimmick of like leaning into a sitcom from a certain era. But once the hints start to break away, and even though the rest of them are still based off of certain eras, the story of what it's actually about and her losing sense of like her power and shit like that comes very clear. And I think it's done really well. And then again, pays off super, super good with Doctor Strange. So I would say Wanda and Moon Knight is a really hard 2 and 3 for me. Can't place them. After that, I would probably go Falcon Winter Soldier. I'm a fucking sucker for Captain America, so that shit like got me hella fucking down for sure. I'm super down with Sam Wilson Cap. I think he's badass.
So
down. What else is there? It's Hawkeye left and
Hawkeye and
I feel like I'm missing one.
Hawkeye and maybe that's it.
I think that's it. I think
so then Hawkeye is my last one.
Yeah.
This is 5 altogether?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, somebody else go. I'm gonna look it up. Make sure we don't
Loki's definitely probably the one.
Yeah.
Loki's the one. That show had a lot going. I had a lot coming into it, and it it set up.
Oh, What If technically is a.
Ooh, yeah, that one's a good one. I
would say let's leave that one out because that one's more anthology.
Yeah.
Instead of obviously compared to like
now they're in Doctor Strange too. Yeah. 2 of those characters are in there, the Sinister Strange or whatever, and the Captain Britain. Anyways, so yeah, Loki. Loki was definitely the one. Like I think is like the most like rewatchable, most like insane out of there. Like visually, it's very spectacular. The like eerie, like almost like Ray Bradbury type fucking like sci-fi, when he's down in the TVA and he looks out on the world and it's just like this beautiful dystopian it's just eerie, but it's beautiful at the same time. Even the music is all like It's like super like sci-fi.
The
Like,
music in Loki's fucking awesome.
it's beautiful. And it also set up Kane the Conqueror, and that's a big motherfucking name to drop.
That's a big motherfucker.
That's a big fucking name to drop right there. I also really be loving Jonathan Majors and stuff that he does.
Yeah.
Like, you know, Lovecraft Country, this. If you, I don't know if you've seen The Harder They Fall on Netflix, but fuck, dude. You have to watch it. It'll make you want to play Red Dead Redemption over again.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, fuck, that movie's dope. Number 2 is definitely Moon Knight for me. More so just because, like, every time something happened, I was like, oh, and then this. I remember that. I've seen that comic panel before. I love me some goddamn Moon Knight. Like, that's, like, definitely, like, top throne of just, like, all my favorite Marvel heroes. Like, you remember I went and, we were trying to get hero clicks, and I went and found a Moon Knight hero click, and it was one, like, there's not many of them, and he was, like, broken, and the dude was like, you want this, you can fucking have it, bro.
Have you ever heard of HeroClix or fucked with HeroClix?
No.
Dude, oh my god, it's like,
if you're down, bro, we should try to play it sometime. It's like a tabletop game, and they have all these like cool little figures and shit that you use and shit
that we've all spent very like high priced amount of money on.
Dude,
we have a huge collection.
I won't lie, it is a complicated game, but once you learn how, it gets intense, dude. Like me and this fucker.
It's alright. Me and this guy have all the rules worked out. We know how the game works.
Fuck it, dude. We could sit down, record it, and fucking.
Dude, me and this fucker would stay up hella late and like
hours.
Be pissed at each other because we'd be like, "Fuck you, let's play again." Like, go again. Let's
1000%. And it was very much. Remember, it was like we also used to play the. Fuck Injustice over and over again. We did that and we were like so intense at that game. Like every now and then I've put it on to play, like just to check it out, and like it just keeps as a CPU. But like our records, like win-lose records, were like 259 wins to like 257 losses. Like it was always back and forth, and it would get to a point where we had key characters that we knew we could just fuck each other up with, and we would just end up going down. Like it was
a rabbit hole. He would be Deathstroke, and I'd be Batgirl.
Yeah, sometimes Green Arrow. I was pretty good with Green Arrow sometimes too, but mainly Deathstroke. Anyways, but yeah, so Moon Knight, yeah.
But HeroClix is dope, bro.
HeroClix is super dope. But Moon Knight's definitely my number 2. Number 3 for me is because, and it can be number 1, but it's not for one very reason that I always like have. I knew it like as soon as it happened, like WandaVision. WandaVision was so beautiful and kept you on the edge of your seat. I don't think there's gonna be another Disney Plus show that does that to you. However, after the first viewing, it loses a lot of luster because you know what's going on. A lot of the other things, you're like, oh yeah, I see what that means now, or I see. And then some of the stuff, remember like all the commercials that like had nothing to do with anything that they kept throwing in there, like that were throwing people for loops. There were so many things that like were there to catch your attention and make you think like, what the fuck's going on? And some of it was nothing.
I saw a theory that was
Doctor Strange.
Yeah, Doctor Strange.
I heard it too, but there was nothing there that like supported any of it.
I think what happened is that got cut. Is what it was.
I think so, because remember he was also supposed to appear in WandaVision, and then we just got the end credit scene with Wanda living in the weird like Nordic fucking.
Because I think they definitely had Multiverse of Madness planned out.
Yes, I definitely felt like the first look into Multiverse of Madness because it does have her doing the whole like reading the Darkhold in the fucking astral form. But yeah, number 3
was WandaVision.
Number 3 is WandaVision. Number 4 is going to probably have to be Hawkeye, man. Yeah. I really like Hawkeye, and like I think it'll still do it for me because I'll always have that in mind, but coming off like seeing all that stuff and then immediately the next day Charlie Cox's Daredevil returning to the MCU on top of like having Wilson Fisk back, like dude, I fucking loved me some Hawkeye. Yeah. Like I fucking dig it like all the way around. Like
Falcon Winter Soldier's your last one?
Oh, yeah. I did leave that one out, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
Let me think about it in my head to see if I can find a reason why it's better. Because also, like,
is Falcon Winter Soldier not your number 3, and everything else shifts down?
It's the problem. You want to know what the real problem is here? Is that all the Disney Plus shows in my eyes are awesome.
They are.
They are. Yeah. Like they're definitely better than others. Like when people like, I think. I am a sucker for fucking Winter Soldier, and I will always be like, no, I fucking love that shit. I'm here for Sam Wilson being Captain America. That suit, it's beautiful. I love it. Like all the like cool like extra Captain America stuff that he does that Steve couldn't do, like
it's badass,
is
dude.
Awesome. Like the projectile fucking shield that comes out ahead of him and he catches it, like, or the fact that he can just like throw the shield out and like and they come up and catch it, like
that right there is the kind of creative action sequences that you wanted out of Moon Knight.
Yes,
it's like them taking the power set of the hero superhero and like doing cool shit with it.
Yeah. I guess I would actually probably put Falcon Winter Soldier over Hawkeye, and probably
Hawkeye.
WandaVision, because actually probably over WandaVision too as well, because you can't, like I said, like I never get the urge to go back and watch WandaVision. I just respect it and like in my mind, but it's also like the same sense that like I don't ever really go back and watch Endgame. So like I don't know, it seems
It's
like
hard to watch over.
they're big,
again.
they're big cinematic moments in the universe that like they're better left sometimes just to like that was amazing. It's just it's a whole meal. It's not like bite it off in pieces.
Yeah, for sure.
But no, I do take that back then. Yeah, so then WandaVision's 4 and Hawkeye's last. I really like Hawkeye though, man. Fuck.
Hawkeye's pretty good. I don't think it's bad. It's just not.
But
It's not my favorite.
yeah.
one. That's all. Yeah.
Cool.
Yours?
I would say my favorite, like all of us, Loki for sure,
Loki's
number
solid,
one.
dude.
Again, like Tom Hiddleston, OG in the MCU.
Fuck yeah.
Yes.
One of the last ones
Also
standing.
like a new pioneer.
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Going
Exactly.
forward. It's
One of
awesome.
the first ones in the MCU, and one of the ones that's breaking new ground in the MCU in
Fuck
these
yeah.
new phases that's going on. So I love him. Obviously, Owen Wilson. Like it's hard to beat those two freaking.
Yeah, as a fan.
And I think that just show in general is like everything I want, like just in a Marvel show. Like the action's really good. The fight scenes are good for the character, right? It's good character fight scenes. It's really emotional, especially with like that first episode where it gets super emotional, super emotional with Loki watching basically everything that happened to him.
All the way
like
to the point where he sees himself fucking get killed.
So that was good. Even all the way up until like the last episode, it keeps you guessing on what's gonna happen.
for
Like
sure.
everyone had their speculations on it being like King the Conqueror and stuff like that, but it wasn't like confirmed. And finally, when we got to see it, when we saw Jonathan Majors like play He Who Remains, like that was fucking amazing. And I think that's just like the pinnacle of the MCU TV shows
For sure.
or streaming shows. 2, I would have to echo Diggs. I do like Moon Knight. I would say that's number 2. Obviously, I wish I would have got more fighting scenes as Moon Knight, but in terms of like uniqueness and new stories, I think that's definitely one of like the best. Because I mean, obviously Loki, like we've had a lot of Loki before. Even with Wanda, we've had a good chunk of like Wanda before. We've seen Hawkeye before. We've had Falcon and like Winter Soldier stuff, and like just adding a new character and that story being so good, and then getting an actor as good as Oscar Isaac to pull that off, like it's honestly really hard. It's like you're asking for a lot in a show, and you got most of what we wanted for.
For sure.
Obviously there are some things that we have gripes with, but
Overall, it's a great show.
Well, I wonder
Beggars
how
can't be
much
choosers.
the removal of Midnight Man like affected the show.
True.
Because he was casted for 4 episodes on IMDb, so I was like, oh, okay, they'll do something and then they'll get rid of him.
it's IMDb though. Can't trust IMDb.
That's true. But also, like, this far out, like, while the show's already out, like, just fix that shit. So, like, I think they give him credit for the 4 episodes because he worked them. Like, but, like, wonder how much of that stuff was just put on the floor.
Yeah, probably a good chunk.
Number 3,
I would say WandaVision for sure. I mean, obviously the arc that Elizabeth Olsen's just great.
she's
Fuck, who plays Vision? I forget.
Paul Bettany.
Paul Bettany. He's obviously great. I love me some Vision. Love me some Paul Bettany. So freaking, I think WandaVision's definitely a good number 3. Obviously, those first few episodes, it is a little to get into. But once you get into it, it is fucking great. Number 4, I would say, is Hawkeye.
Okay.
I do like Hawkeye a lot. Obviously, some people don't like it. I really like it. I thought it was pretty fun. I didn't think it was going to be anything super important to the MCU, so I wasn't going in with like these super high expectations of like, okay, everything's going to kind of like happen in time, like with WandaVision, like with Loki. I feel like it was the only one that I had like these super high expectations for that delivered on pretty much everything. And then just, I don't know, just like, with Hawkeye, it hit on the beats I wanted it to hit on for what it was going to be. I didn't think it was going to be anything that, if we don't get a second season, I'm not too torn up about it, because it was pretty like,
I think
it's
a one and done.
One and done. If we can get more Kate Bishop in like a spinoff series, cool. I'm down with that. I really liked her character in that. We're obviously going to get Echo, so I'm down with that.
Fuck yeah.
And then number 5 I would say is Falcon and Winter Soldier. I just wasn't too big on it. It wasn't anything when I was watching it that I was like waiting like week to week to watch, or like waking up right in the morning to like watch it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
stuff like, you know what I'm saying. But maybe I need to go back and rewatch it. Obviously, I like Baron Zemo.
Fuck yeah.
Sebastian Stan, can't be mad. I do love Anthony Mackie as freaking the new Captain America. But it just wasn't my favorite. It didn't do it for me. So not saying it was bad, but it just if I'm comparing them out of those 5, like it's just the least watchable. And then what if's cool.
What if is really good? I feel like actually I would put that up there pretty good. I'll pretty high up on the list.
What if
But
is
I don't
pretty
think
badass.
I don't think I would have put it at the end. I really enjoyed. What if.
I would put it up there.
But again,
it's just hard because it's not a full story. It's very It's an anthology.
Well, it's getting a second season.
And it turns out to be at the end, like they in a little bit of a way.
Yeah, a little bit of a way
together to fight the big threat or the ultra threat.
Hell yeah. But yeah, guys, there we go. There was our freaking 12th episode. That was a fucking long one.
That was a big one. I think we hit 3 hours.
Yeah, that was the longest one we've ever done. Yeah, we're at 2:58 right now.
Fucking 80.
It happens.
Damn, is that like zoomed in hella far? What the hell?
See, did it do it?
I think did it accidentally do it on my watch?
Oh, maybe.
But I can't.
How
Oh
far is it
damn!
zoomed
I think
in?
it might.
It's just on Joaquin the whole time.
Dude, it honestly zoomed in pretty fucking far. It zoomed in on to like someone's elbow, dude.
Shut the fuck up.
I swear. I don't know why it does that, dude. That's pretty nuts. Hopefully it actually didn't do that, or hopefully it was just that part. But I mean, I was checking it throughout, and it was pretty chill throughout.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
That's
We'll
hilarious, though, bro.
But
That's super funny. I love
we're
it.
always having problems with the video, but fuck it, dude. We'll figure it out. But yeah, if you guys stuck with us this whole 3 hours, thank you very much.
Fuck yeah.
I mean, we had a lot to talk about this episode,
Yeah,
and a
we
lot that
did.
we were super down for. So
Yep.
thank you very much. 12 episodes, we're getting it. Now you can find us on Apple Podcasts. So
Yeah.
There
you can find us on Spotify, SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts. You can find us on Reason if you want as well. And I believe all those will take you directly to our like Libsyn feed for like the website thing that we have. And not anything super crazy up there, just all the episodes. But there's a lot of places where you can check them out. So definitely go do that. Subscribe to us if you can. Follow us on any of those platforms. Put on your notifications just so you can check and see when they come out. All the episodes audio wise come out every single Monday. Time wise, we don't have a specific time, but comes out definitely sometime within the morning within that 8 to 10 range. So if you're doing stuff throughout your day, you can definitely throw us on, or later throughout the week. And join us next week, episode number 13. We're gonna have another couple guests on, another couple friends, Danielle and Frankie. I'm excited to have them on because there are some great people, and there's some definitely good characters to have on as well. So I'm excited. I don't know the second movie we're watching, but I know we're definitely doing Grandma's Boy, so that's gonna be a fucking good one.
Fuck yeah.
Adios, turd nuggets. So join us next week. And
Thank you, Diggy Barnes, for coming on.
Yeah,
of
thank you,
course.
Diggs, bro, for sitting with us for this long and doing this, man.
I fucking love it out here, man. Anytime.
Hell yeah, we'll definitely have you back on doing some other stuff. Thank you guys very much. Go check out Doctor Strange in theaters. Go check out Moon Knight on Disney Plus if you haven't. If you don't have Disney Plus, pretty sure you can probably snag a free week in there. For new subscribers or anything like that.
Quick.
Go see fucking what is it? Anything Everywhere All at Once.
Everything Everywhere All at Once. Yes,
Go see that too.
See that shit,
and the
please.
motherfucking Northman, y'all.
And
I swear
I haven't
to God.
seen it. That and also The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent is also on my list as well.
That one's a good one.
So I definitely.
I peeped that one out. I peeped that one.
I'm trying to headbutt this shit.
Definitely. Everything. What is it? Anything, everywhere, all at once.
Everything, everywhere, all at once.
Yeah. That movie and The Northman are definitely like, aside from like superhero Marvel stuff like that, like not like Disney, like those are the best fucking movies of 2022 right there. The Return of fucking Data, bro, and fucking Short Round from Indiana Jones. He fucking kills it, dude.
Yeah, 100%. That's his first acting since those roles.
Yeah.
So long ass time.
But both those movies are fucking sick.
Yeah,
So
go
check 'em
watch
out.
that shit for sure. It's just a great movie. Obviously, A24, they can do either a good job or sometimes not the best job. But and it's also just a really good story, a really good unique story, especially on like multiverse stuff. Speaking on like just being on a multiverse episode, that's definitely one to go watch. But hell yeah, we're at 3 hours. That's fucking hella long. So thank y'all if
There it is.
if you're stayed for that long. But yeah. This is, we didn't even introduce ourselves at the beginning, we've been forgetting stuff, but this is Ryan.
This is Daniel.
That's the homie.
Fucking Diggs, what up?
Diggs, what up? And this is Too High for TV. Signing off
everybody.
and see ya, motherfuckers,
Next
later. Hell yeah.
one. Hit me with that clap.
Woo. 1, 2, 3. Oh, that was
Beautiful.
solid. That was solid.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
I just-